Yo, 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 yo. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Y'all know what time it is, yo. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know. One Piece 890. Oh, come on, man. One Piece 895, man. It's lit. It's out. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Came out a couple minutes ago. Shout out to my nigga Bow. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough of the chit chat. Let's get right to the chapter. Okay, it's called Pirate Luffy versus Sweet Commander Katakuri. Know what I mean? Anyway, shout out to the chat. I saw some people in here, man. We about to get lit. We about to get lit. You know what? Let's just go. 895 cover page. We got some buggy shit happening. Self-proclaimed Straw Hat Grand Fleet has rooting arc. The top 5 earners of Buggy's delivery have resigned. So Buggy's on a mission, man, trying to get Hajrudin back, or whatever, man. But yo, we back like we never left. BDA again. Shout out to the chat. We're gonna get this live reaction popping. Probably have a short discussion after. Then we gonna get a review out or a video out. Of course, Discord Fridays is today or tomorrow at 12 a.m. But we'll see. I may have 2 discussions. But yeah, anyway, let's go. Let's get it. So the chapter's on Jam This Box. If you guys want to follow, you guys should be able to follow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's go. All right. Yo, off the jump, the first thing we see is Snakeman. That's the first thing we see, yo. Yo, okay. First off, I mean, it looks a lot like Bound Man. But I guess his hands are different. Okay, all right. Gear 4 Snake Man. Huff Huff Snake Man. You do look a bit different than you did before. Wheeze. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Luffy looks sick. And it looks like the smoke around him looks like an S. The site I'm reading on is jamthisbox.com. Yeah, compared to earlier. Katakuri's or Luffy's wheezing. I'm much faster. Boom. Swish. Katakuri he dodges it a bit. Snake Man looks dope as fuck, though. It looks dope as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. It looks really dope. Like, this is the form I wanted Bound Man to be. Compact. He looks dope. He's not fat. He says he's much faster. Alright. Yo, he hit Katakuri. Wait, hold up. It looked like he dodged it. But then it hit him. She's like, what the fuck? Then it came back again. Looks like he has arm and hockey on his arms. Hold up. Alright. From the side? Ring, ring. What was that just now? I'm sure I dodged it. I get it now. Python! So it's pretty much Python. We saw this in Bound Man. I get it now. Whoa. I just thought of something. Okay, cool. Python. Alright. It's useless. Even though my arm's stretching, it's still speeding up. Gomu Gomu no Jet Culverin. So pretty much, his arm is using Geppo, and I'm thinking that he's implementing Geppo as well as Gear Second using Gatling. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because if you look at the actual arm, it's bouncing on the ear like we saw versus Doflamingo. So, Katakuri's getting his ass whooped right now. Snakeman looks dope as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Oh shit. Okay. So Katakuri still not on his back. Wing wing fish. Yo, Katakuri. This man came back with the diced mochi, bro. Yo! This man turned into a donut? Hold up. What was that? Diced mochi, bro. Yo, this man. This man made a mace out of his arms. Yo, hold up. So Luffy, that could be something that kind of throws up, like, okay, so his enemies could pick up on that, because every time he's about to attack, you hear the sound, right? So I'm not sure if that's what Katakuri's using, or obviously he dodged it, but that's something you can pick up on as well. The ring. I wonder if it's the same sound as Bound Man. Did Bound Man have this saying ring? This man Katakuri turned into like a fucking donut. Yo! This man loves his donuts. This man loves his donuts, bro. Diced mochi, bro. Alright, so this is the difference between Doflamingo and Katakuri, right? Where Doflamingo, as far as from what we saw, with Gear 4th Bound Man, he got overwhelmed and he held off with his awakening until Luffy ran out of hockey. With Katakuri, he got hit a few times. Then he's like, okay, I got something for that ass. Yo, this man. Oh, damn it, I'm stuck. So his stickiness is working again? So Katakuri threw him up in the air. Yo, he made a donut in the ground. Yo, this man loves his donut. Yo, that's an epic panel. That's an epic panel. That's an epic panel. Huff, huff, damn it, cough. That hurts. This sucks. I'm so hungry. Oh, but Luffy, that doesn't matter. Rayleigh said, do you think they're going to care if you're hungry? This is the time to capitalize on what you learned. What the hell are you saying? Everything that's been on my mind. But now I feel better. Fall already, Katakuri. Wait. So they're just trading blows at this point. Hold up. It's hard to even tell what's happening. Because Luffy's using the cover and Katakuri still didn't fall. And he stopped it. Gomu Gomu no! Black Mamba, hold up, man. We got Gomu Gomu no KD, or we got Gear 4th KD. Now we got Gomu Gomu no Kobe. Like, what's going on, Oda? Oda something. Hey, Oda, if you're an NBA fan, bro, you know, it's lit. Let me know what your favorite team is. Chicago Bulls, Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors. Listen, man, something is up. Something is up, bro. Like, like what? Oh man, this is amazing. They both use armament on their face, like... That's crazy. That's crazy. Gomu Gomu no Black Mamba. Yo, that's wild. That attack is crazy. Yo! Are you guys seeing this? Are you see? Luffy pretty much, his arms are like Bellamy, right? So his arms are bouncing off the surface, but they're going everywhere, and Katakuri is dodging it. Looks like did Luffy get him? Oh, that was Luffy. Oh my god. Oh my god. He sent him flying. It's that ability again. I don't need you to. I'll put you to rest. This is the end, Straw Hat. Diced Mochi! King Cobra! Oh no! Oh fuck you. Ah. This is what I wanted. From the beginning, this is what I... And we got a break. This was fantastic. Oh my gosh, yo. This is fantastic. The chapter felt so short, and that's just because it was so action-packed. Oh my god. Katakuri loves his donuts, man. Like, this fight. What is that on Katakuri's back? Like, that looks... What is that? Oh. Even though my arm stretching is still speeding up, I'm going on Jet Gatling. I can't wait to see this in the anime. I can't wait to see this in the anime. Like, Snakeman looks beast. And it seems like, again, unpredictability is the focus of this form. This is like... Yo. So... I'm messing with it. Let me have a short discussion. Real quick. Oh man. What is that? Luffy's back in the Snakeman form. Luffy's back. On Luffy's back, isn't that a straw hat? That's a straw hat. That's a straw hat, bro. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna send out a link to a few people. See if they're trying to get it. Yo, fruit, man. What did you think, bro? What did you think? Yeah, it's pretty much. I didn't expect Oda to stick with the fight the whole way. Like, yeah. So pretty much. Okay, what did you think of Snake Man in that form? Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like, the unpredictability of like his form, Python and Culverin. Yeah, Yeah, pretty much all snake moves. Again, why didn't he use this before? Oh, they can't hear Froob? Oh, shit.
Can't hear him right now.
All right, should be good now.
All right.
Yeah, but
No, but yeah, I was literally just saying that pretty much almost everyone predicted like what Snakeman was.
yeah, yeah. I hear a slight echo. I don't know.
Like Joy, huh?
No, I was hearing a slight echo. You're good now. But
Oh yeah,
wait, what I'm thinking is like some people did jump out jump out the window with some of the predictions, you know. But regardless, like, what's the huge difference between this and Gear for Bound Man?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm a little disappointed. Like I called it was good, like it's gonna be speed based, right? And he was gonna use observation. His movement. Like I said that shit. And this it being this predictable kind of like makes me like, come on, right? Really? Like speed based? He was in speed based and bounce man.
I mean it's essentially that he can like
he has better control.
He can speed up like the
attacks,
like the rubber, yeah, like the I don't know what the, I have to go back to the page.
The last elasticity, you mean?
Yeah, he can like speed up the stretching of it.
Well, I'm thinking because he's not as I guess stretched out like in Bound Man, so he has more room to work with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he can use like jet covering and shit like that. But Python before in Bound Man was pretty much doing the same things.
One thing I really want to talk about though is like me and Theory were like analyzing the chapter like before it came out because we were looking at the raws, and if you look at the move that Katakuri used, like the one where he like turns his arm into like a giant like fucking spike ball or whatever, you know that move?
Yeah, like
yeah. If you look, he has like the Gear 4 hockey around his arm, like you know what I mean, like the little
shit,
flame looking.
Yeah, it was the same thing that Big Mom. It was the same thing that Big Mom used when she fought Luffy. So it seems like whenever you get the flames like around your arm, it's like when you're fusing Gear 4 or when you're fusing
hockey with your devil fruit.
Yeah, which would also imply that Big Mom actually did drain Luffy when she blocked his attack right there.
So I didn't even notice the Katakuri had that.
Can I just clap for improving Theory on that one? That's a good eye, man. Good job.
Yeah, that would explain why Luffy has it too.
Yeah, because he's mixing his fruit. I mean,
I heard it here first, man. More evidence to say Big Mom drains.
Yeah,
the evidence is mounting.
Wait, what did you guys think about the chapter last, Debo?
So I love the shit of it. Like this is, bro. I've been wanting a fight like this, like to the level, like because we haven't gotten anything that's good since like Luffy Lucci, and it's like you know, kind of reiterating, going back to even when I said my reaction. Like, imagine seeing this in the anime, considering the quality has been going up in.
Yeah,
like this is going to be insane. Like I could see this being like a special where they treat this with a whole bunch of chapters, maybe or like chapter 2, at least an hour at least for this fight, like just showing on TV. It's gonna be amazing. Like,
dude, that panel where Katakuri just after he slams Luffy into the ground,
dude,
his eyes,
page 11,
yeah,
dude,
he looked like a monster.
Page 11, I lost it.
He made the thing is Katakuri. He's really obsessed with donuts, bro.
Like the little panel, dude.
Like I don't know, man. Like the shit he was doing. Because remember when Luffy used Black Mamba, right?
Yeah,
this dude.
Shout out to Kobe Bryant, bro. Shout out to Kobe, yo.
This dude was dodging all that shit and it came with a fucking punch, like nigga.
Oh yeah, that was sick. I was so
because if you look at the panel, he's moving closer and closer like every dodge, and it's like he came with his foot. Like yo.
Yeah, I was almost positive. Like I feel like that shit is so hard to dodge because he's putting out like multiple punches and they're all bouncing.
It's like Bellamy, right?
Like when he's using
Gepon bouncing off the ear. With like Python.
It reminded me of like of those like spy movies when they're like fucking going through like the fucking laser beams to get to the fucking like hidden thing, you know what I mean? Like they're fucking dodging and dipping under all this shit. That was crazy.
But I'm just like, what's the huge difference between I guess between this and Gear and Bound Man? Is it just power?
I think it uses less.
Well, the main difference is that if you watch like JB's videos, I think he kind of explains it the best out of everyone. Is that the main difference is how much air you put into it and how much where the hockey goes on his body. So you know the difference between here is that Luffy is only covering part of his arms and his legs, whereas Bound Man actually covers his chest too because he has so much air. He's trying to keep it located in his chest, which is why the hockey is there.
Yeah, I'm saying that because he has less to it's more condensed, not as big as Bound Man, so he has more hockey to work with.
Well, the thing is, thing that's really important to think about though is that like I understand a lot of people are kind of upset that it's like, well, some people are, some people just think it's cool, but some people are upset that it's like too close to Boundman. But you got to remember, like, it's literally a different form of Gear 4. Like, they're all supposed to be kind of similar in some way.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to look at like the what Gear 4 is actually based on, since you're blowing air into your muscles. So there's really only so much you can do with that.
Yeah.
It's not like you can randomly explain, like, yeah, he turned into a snake, bro. I don't know.
It seems like the ultimate form of Gear 4 is going to be one that incorporates all of the types into one.
Yeah, LeBron man.
LeBron man.
Pretty much. It's KD right now, yo. It's KD right now, yo.
I don't know. I mean, I see people in the chat. They're talking about why didn't he use it before?
So I think Dustin's probably going to go off on a tangent, but actually, I was really surprised because there's no explanation at all.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to get it. To be honest, I don't think we are going to get it because if this was actually able to let him to hit Katakuri couldn't figure it out, then there really wasn't a reason for him to not use it before.
Well, I think his defense, like, he doesn't really have much of defense in this form, and it relies off observation hockey. If you want to argue, like, this point, like his defense, you guys can see, like, he's not puffed up and he's, armament on his chest or anything. Literally, he's just going full off offensive.
Well, I think you can use that to argue against that notion, because if he was healthier at an earlier stage in the battle, whenever he went bound man, then it would have made more sense to do it, since he would have basically more HP to work with to get him more shots.
Don't you think he would need more observation to rely on it?
Well, this isn't an observation hockey based form.
No, I'm saying to use observation hockey along with this form. I'm not saying the form requires observation.
Well, I don't really know about that, because at this point, like, Luffy's hockey was better than when it was whenever he was in Gear 4 the first time. But, the difference is like, why did he choose Bound Man before and now Snakeman here?
Yeah.
I think Snakeman has a lot more power.
Because Oder likes cool reveals.
No, I think
Bound Man has more power. Honestly.
Yeah, Bound Man has way more power.
I think what happens is with Snakeman probably keeps the same power and stuff, but he's able to move at he'll retain the speed and the power.
But
the thing is just
instead of Tank Man's more defensive and then Bound Man's more offensive.
Well, you can actually see in the chapter that this isn't nearly as strong as Bound Man, because whenever Luffy was still attacking the block Mochi, it was still numbing his hands. Where when he was in Bound Man, he was completely overpowering block.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a speed.
It's just speed.
Like, the whole thing is it's
supposed to speed attacks. It's not like Luffy didn't move at all. Like with his body, he just moved his arms basically in this chapter.
What's to put observation hockeys to their limit? Like you saw that. Like
what I thought.
Imagine if that wasn't. Imagine if that wasn't Katakuri when he used the basically the Snakeman Gatling, whatever it was called. I forget what it's called.
The Covering Gatling.
Yeah, people would get fucked up by that.
Well, it depends. It depends on who he's going against. Because if it's someone that can really tank it, then they just.
So fast though.
Yeah, but they're just eating it. If it's because it's not predicated on power, it's more like versatility. You know what I mean? So it's true. I think eventually what we're going to see is Luffy being able to switch between forms seamlessly.
Yeah, that'd be clean.
Utilize those.
Yeah. I feel like there's got to be an ultimate Gear 4 form.
Just like he can do with Gear 2nd and Gear 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
Another thing that I don't really know if people noticed between the last chapter, because I didn't hear anyone talk about it, is that just like whenever Dofi was fighting, both Luffy and Katakuri are putting Hawk in every place they're getting punched.
Yep.
Yeah.
So full body hockey is trash.
So we never seen Luffy do that before.
We knew full body hockey was trash.
Yeah, we've been said it. Yeah, I've been saying that.
As soon as we found out that there was a limited pool, we knew full body was trash.
Wait, they're saying on page 12, Luffy says everything that was on his mind. What was that about?
Page 12.
He said that it sucks. I'm so hungry.
This sucks. I'm so hungry. This hurts. Do you think? Yeah. What is that? He said, "What the hell are you saying?" He's like, "Everything that's on my mind, but now I feel better."
It's a really long fight.
He's basically just saying I'm letting it all out, man.
Real nigga shit, bro.
I'm trying to understand it somewhat logically. What was the purpose?
Well, if you look at the fight, Luffy hasn't complained at all during this fight. For the most of the fight, he's been taking it. He hasn't complained or anything like he would normally.
Why would he complain?
Well, it's kind of like a Luffy thing. A lot of his fights, he'll just pout say random stuff.
But then why does he say it here? I don't know. Is this...
it was something more dramatic in the anime when they had an OST. Don't worry about it.
If you wanted to overanalyze it, you could be like, Katakuri was saying everything on his mind a few chapters ago, and Luffy's doing the same. Just whatever comes to mind, you just say it. There's no There's no like veil to hide behind anymore. There's just two guys going at each other. So say whatever.
Yeah.
I suppose it felt random. I was like, "What?" Even Katakuri's like, "What the
Yeah,
hell are you
that's
saying?"
just-
Like, what?
That's a total thing though. Just like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah,
fuck are
that
you
is-
talking about? He's like,
That's just something that Luffy would do.
Yeah.
Am I the only person who feel like this chapter is a little bittersweet?
yeah. So
Yeah.
Are you about to get anything else after this?
Yeah, I heard he did some.
So like the ending for me is actually really lackluster.
Yeah,
Because
it was really
this is-
fast.
The way it shows like this is like basically the end of the fight. Like who's the victor? Who's gonna stand up after getting hit? Actually, we don't really know who landed like the hit or not. But if this was like the last blow, Oda would not skip over like the definitive last blow, like show what happened. So like Oda has them charging each other, and then like boom, it's over. We didn't even get to see the attacks connect.
Yeah, I watched Yonko's stream on the spoilers, but I think he completely like overstated kind of like that this was like the last punch or whatever. I don't think this is.
Yeah, I think it's very ambiguous who actually like got the hit in here, because I think the next chapter in 2 weeks, fucking 2 weeks, that it could either be either person landing the hit and the other person just kind of like getting shit on, or both people get hit, and it's kind of like a boxing fight where whoever stands up kind of
it starts looking like something from Hippo. Oh man.
I mean, yeah.
Well, also another thing you have to notice is that this doesn't usually happen at the end of the chapters. The last panel, you see those two lines, that indicates a passage of time.
Yeah.
So the next time we get the chapter, there's going to be a time skip, basically. Is what that confirms.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so Oda does that to like show time skips. Whenever like he transitions between scenes and like has time passed, he always uses this line.
He did that when Luffy ate the mochi and he went to go run it off.
Yeah.
So these guys just might be like lying on the ground for like
Okay.
forever.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's up?
Also, another thing Yonka said is I don't think it's as important as he was trying to like imply, but in the last panel there's also a mirror. Yeah, just like chilling there in the foreground.
That's important at all.
Yeah, I think it's just there for aesthetic appeal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing people
Realistically,
saying
there's mirrors everywhere.
people
If I
saying
catch Luffy,
the fight doesn't make sense right now.
Nah, the fight makes perfect sense.
No, actually, I don't think that's like a bad thing to say, because we don't really know everything yet. Because the main problem is like just why Snakeman now. If we give it a couple more chapters, like if you give it a couple more chapters, like have everything explained.
Could you explain that?
My voice cracked. I had to like cover it. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like y'all switch. Not just specifically, but it's like y'all switch your narrative to every chapter to complain about the chapter that it's not making sense. Y'all was the one that was saying when I was saying.
Wait. Nobody in here is complaining about the chapter.
Yeah, I just heard people saying that like why
I think Dritz was the only one that was saying Dritz doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but he wasn't really complaining.
He wasn't complaining. He was explaining himself. Nobody's complaining about
it. Whatever. Say what you're gonna say though.
No. But even that though, that's not a compliment. That's like saying that why Snakeman now? You know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, but
Ty, you're allowed.
So, but what I'm trying to say though,
critique
in
the
response to what Dritz said, y'all said before, like when I was like, yo, Luffy's doing very good in this fight. Y'all like, no, he's not. He hasn't landed any hits on Katakuri. He only did it because of Marienda. That was Brago, the main one, saying it. But like the thing is that
true.
Like, no. Yeah, look, it's true. But what I'm trying to say is that like even if he did do Snakeman back then, he had no way of hitting him yet because his weakness wasn't discovered. So it you know what I mean? Like whether Luffy strategically held it back because now he does have a way to hit Katakuri, or whether it was just some goofy, stupid Luffy that he remembers it now, it pays off because now he can actually hit him. You know what I mean? Before it would have made no sense. You know what I mean? It's like let's say like if we switched Luffy for Majin Vegeta and like you know that move Majin Vegeta has where he blows up and just blows everything up? Yeah. Like it makes no sense of him doing that at the start of the fight if he can't even land the move on Majin Buu because it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So it's something like that where like it made no sense to do it before. Whether Luffy was aware of it or not, like I think after reading the chapter, not even this chapter doesn't clarify why he used it or not. But from the chapter before, it just seemed like stupid Luffy, like oh, I remember that I had this, but it kind of worked out like that stupid dumb luck, like that kind of like that Joey Wheeler luck. You know what I mean? Like where like it's just stupid, but it pays off because you did it at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like my whole thing is I just feel like it's so obvious that like he was waiting for his observation hockey to build up before he used it. But I don't know. I guess people aren't going to use that. People don't like that answer because Oda wasn't like
They're not gonna like the answer now, but whenever
he wasn't explicit with it. So
Well, I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
true,
He hasn't
if
like
it
yeah,
comes
exactly.
true.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but only that like you're saying he waited for his observation hockey. I'm saying he waited till he we're kind of saying the same thing, but you're saying he waited for his observation hockey, and I'm saying that he waited till he was able to land blows on him.
Both
Which
the
is
guys
kind
are
of
saying that he's using strategy here.
yeah, like strategy thing,
Yeah.
like not like Katakuri was a joke though, but it's like to me part of the fight, like that fight made no sense. Like if you really look at the fight, and not in a way that y'all saying, but like it's bad, right? I mean, the fight, like when y'all claimed Luffy was losing, the fight made no sense how Luffy was losing because it's like to me from what I seen is that he was just filling Katakuri out in the beginning of the fights. He wasn't taking the fight serious. He was just trying to find out Katakuri's strengths and weaknesses, and then try to develop a battle strategy. But while doing that, Katakuri got the upper hand. So a lot of y'all thought that he had no chance, or he was losing the fight or whatever. But once Luffy found out Katakuri weaknesses and stuff like that, he started strategizing from there on like how to beat him and stuff. Yeah. And we're seeing the end result of that.
I don't completely agree with that, but I know what you're saying in general. But like, I definitely think like a lot of like factors come into the play that like I don't think Oda needs to explicitly state for people to like kind of like understand. Like, one, you got to understand that like Katakuri is obviously his endurance is running out, right? Because fucking he's been fucking wailing on Luffy for 12 hours, right? So he's obviously going to be a little bit tired.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, if Luffy if like the whole stab thing didn't happen to where like Katakuri and Luffy kind of got brought to the same level in the first place, I feel like Luffy would have definitely lost, right? So if he just came out the gate and fought him for a few hours and then went Snakeman without his observation hockey, without Katakuri stabbing himself, it seems like he probably would have lost, right?
I don't agree with that because
I gotta put something.
Hold on. Let's Gabe say something.
The Gear 4 does have its time limit, so I don't think he should be using it still at the beginning of fights. Because you guys, I feel like some people kind of forget that sometimes. Like, you can't just use it at the beginning of every fight.
Yeah, because
like,
if it doesn't
he kind of has to wait for an opportunity. And
I don't think that's the thing people are arguing. I think people are arguing why he chose Bound Man first over Snake Man.
But
Bound Man,
it was just the matchup, I think. Like,
nothing changed.
He knows more about
his observation hockey increasing didn't affect anything here. It hasn't changed.
Like, that's okay, but like explicitly, yes, we haven't seen like exactly a situation, but observation hockey is kind of like a thing that you kind of just like it just like happens like off screen. Like,
yeah, but that's not like a good explanation as to why. Like, it doesn't like based on what you've seen in the chapter. I don't think that really explains a single thing.
He tried to do what we said before, where like we brought the Enel situation, where like he didn't know where his arm was going to go and Enel couldn't block it. He tried that with Katakuri, it seemed like, but Katakuri could tell where it was going anyway. So I guess that was his plan, but it didn't work. Like he wanted to be all speed for this portion of the fight, which didn't really help him as much.
I think the main reason why like the attacks are landing on Katakuri is like I guess it changes depending on how you think Katakuri sees the future. But if I were like someone who had future sight, I wouldn't be able to see like a third person perspective of myself getting hit. I just see the attack coming at me and try to counter it. So whenever Luffy throws his punch, he dodges it, but he can't see the arm once it goes past his field of vision. So Luffy can then bend his arm around to hit him. So as you kind of see during the chapter, Katakuri figures this out, and it's not future sight that he's dodging. He's just using his instincts and like reaction time to dodge it after that point.
Yeah, because after he dodged the first one,
he
dodged the first one. He's like, "That ain't shit, bro." And then it like came back around.
I know that. Like, I think Luffy's more capable. Like if what's that thing called, like evasion? Like if the evasion before, like let's say like Luffy had like a 17% chance of hitting Katakuri, I think that rose way up to like that's like 65 right now or something. So he has a better way of hitting him now because his observation's better. I don't think.
You guys see.
I think his ability is better. Is that what you're trying to say, Todd?
It might be. I guess that's a fair assumption to make, but I don't see why he's able to hit him better now. I mean,
no, but we've seen it last chapter.
It seemed like the weakness, the way that you were supposed to hit him, is that you get him off of his feet. You like knock him off of his balance, and then he can't use observation, and then that's the way he's going to be able to hit him. But switch that to where it's now like Luffy's observation is better, maybe he's faster, and that's why he's able to hit him. So it's kind of weird to me.
Well, if you have better observation and you overwhelm them with speed, you're gonna have an advantage, are you not?
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it's odd how that kind of switched. It's like that whole mirror ended thing. It just kind of got thrown out the window.
I mean, the thing is, we've seen.
Well, hold on, that depends though.
It could still come into play. The fight's not over.
Hold on, but that depends though. See, look, like y'all all still underestimating Luffy. Y'all think he needs like, to me, that stab is a no-go because Luffy took a fatal blow because of Flampay's help too or whatever. But so it's like no Mary Ender, no nothing. Luffy's gonna beat him for real. Like it's not gonna be. This is not Cracker. You know what I mean? This is the main fight of the arc. This is what's what this arc's been building up to. He's not gonna have like another thing come up where like Luffy, but this is one of those fights where like, oh, Luffy won because of this. No, Luffy's gonna beat him, which is why they're fighting and struggling right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's.
I took issue with the Flynn plate.
Who's underestimating Luffy?
Well, everybody. So now nobody's underestimating Luffy. Pretty much like when everybody says, right?
Just transform. Like you got, like you have to give it time. Like 11 hours versus Cracker, and how long versus like.
This is one of like Luffy's long. Like I mean, it's not one of his longest yet, but like in terms of like, the amount, how much he's done, like this is like probably this is the most he's done of any fight.
I like the growth. I don't mind the growth. I mean, I would like for things to be better explained and clearer, but I mean, you can
I don't. Okay. After rereading the fight, like because I reread it to like do a video on it, and like I think the growth is fine. Literally the only problem with the fight is that he's just taking too many punches, and it seems like he has infinite health. Like his durability just seems way too off the charts. But other than that, the growth seems fine.
The only thing for me, like I have no problem with him taking the punches, but I thought that the stab wound would actually be a significant part of the fight, but it's kind of irrelevant.
See,
look at it just as
that's what I'm saying. Like that's just like another factor on top of everything. Like it's like he got stabbed and like he's gotten punched.
Like it's not like, oh no, like the fight should be over kind of thing. But I thought that at least each fighter would show like there would be some panels indicating like how much of holding it back that it is for them as people, but really, I don't think any of their behavior has changed since taking.
But
this kind of shows
adrenaline rush too, though.
I think it was just better for the dramatic effect.
Well, Luffy had that. I guess that was the moment where he said like, "Oh, it hurts."
Yeah.
But I mean, they're all going off they're going off the adrenaline too, right? So like they're not going to be thinking of the wound. But I mean, though it's like, I mean, some people say they're trying to compare this as a white beard level attack, and it's like, if you think about it, a white beard thing is like losing a piece of your head. You're getting hit in the side, you can still do something. But most people, you get hit in the head, like you're dead.
Yo, after I saw the mace,
like
I thought what Katakuri would do because Luffy was stuck was like explode his arm at the same time, like while he's stuck. Like,
that move was so hot, bro.
Like 13, he throws a fucking grilled mochi at Luffy's face. I don't know if anyone saw.
Yeah, so I thought at the end as well, like he would like the final panel, like it would come down, it would just explode on Luffy, because he's shown to be able to do that. So I don't know.
You guys think that the fight's gonna be over, or do you think that there's still more?
There's still more.
I want there to be more, but I think it's over now.
Yeah, I mean, there could still be more, but
I think there's more.
I think
Oda has to get to 900.
It's still a lot of other stuff that can happen.
900.
Like like it's still like Jinbei and Smoothie. It's still like Sanji, and it's like it's a lot of other stuff that can happen. But to me, it seems like it's getting to be over because. What he did? What was the move called? King Cobra.
King Cobra and Gatling.
The King
Cobra at the end.
The King Cobra move is kind of like, it reminded me of King Kongan, which is what he finished Doflamingo with. So like I think that's his finisher. So he'll probably go Gear 4 out of it, and I don't think he's gonna go out of it just to continue to fight in his base.
Well, I think the next chapter, if I don't think we're actually gonna see the conclusion.
Well, the thing is pretty dope.
The thing is pretty different.
The thing I was gonna say was pretty dope, and I know it's a Gear 4 is like, when Luffy's going with his right arm, obviously it's coming backwards afterwards to hit him. He still has that left arm, so if he wants to, can you kind of like if he's about to land a hit and boom, left arm comes in.
It depends on that impact from that mace.
Yeah,
it depends on like
his left reach.
Yeah, the way I think both attacks connected, and just gonna see who can stand up basically.
In a battle of will, Luffy wins.
It should be fight. Like in a scary fight, each other's strongest attack. And whoever survives the strongest attack wins the man fight. That's how it worked with all other man fights in the One Piece series.
I gotta point out like how detailed like this art was. Like this was crazy. Like as far as like showing the impact, just showing movement.
Yeah,
like and facial expressions especially.
Yeah, like especially when they're getting hit, like in like page 13, like the different facial expressions were like man.
What was this?
Crazy.
Page 6 where Katakuri's dodging it. Showing like the downward motion of Katakuri, like that's like shit looks like it takes a lot of time, man. Like
actually, I really like Katakuri's facial expressions in this chapter because I feel like we've never seen them before. Like on page 5 on the bottom right, he's like snarling. You haven't really seen that. Like he has like really cool
his face covered the whole time.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
page 4 before that, you actually see like him being shocked. He's like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Like we
Like,
see
really
more
good
expressions. Yeah.
It's just looking at the
he
art
did
though,
have his face
like,
covered the entire time.
this is beautiful. Like honestly, just looking at it, it's beautiful.
It is.
Like because it's a lot of
Yeah,
manga
it is.
we see, and like we don't know what the fuck is going on. Like Oda's taking the time to show us
Yeah.
everything that's going on. Like I always talk about Tokyo Ghoul. Like I don't know what the hell be going on in Tokyo Ghoul fights, bro. Like
Yeah.
just be throwing this shit around.
That's
like,
facts though, Brago. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
You know what's
yeah.
going on.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I still think though, page 11, man, that one face that he makes, that's probably like my favorite face I've ever seen of a character, man. Like he looks possessed, basically.
Yeah.
I think.
Like,
Bro,
can
he
you
looks
imagine
like
the
a
anime
fucking-
how it's gonna look? Like,
well,
He's like a fucking
like-
berserker from Gears of War.
yeah.
I like the donut theme is continuing as well. Like that's.
Yeah, the donut thing was cool, bro. Like somebody
It's
got
funny,
trolled.
it turns into a
Somebody
donut.
got trolled on Discord.
It
by their
was almost like
friends
something from like Dark Souls.
saying
you know,
like
when the painted
Katakuri's
wheels and
final
shit.
form was a donut.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I can take Katakuri seriously whenever I see him just rolling around as a donut. Like, come here.
No, that's what I was saying. Like when I
Ribrianne?
first saw this, like
Is
I
it
was like, I
Ribrianne?
like it, but it's also so
Yeah.
weird at the same time.
completely
I was just thinking of
That's
like
what
a
Oda
donut.
calls that
Like,
though. He always makes
Yeah.
weird ass shit.
But the thing is, he uses it as like momentum, and it comes out with the mace.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so
yo,
weird.
what?
It's
Yo,
such
it's-
a weird
it's-
attack.
It's hype
and it's
as shit,
crazy.
though.
He's like winding up the attack
Yeah.
as well as he's about to land.
It's like
it.
rollout. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
me
like
and Theory-
it's almost like Finks, like how he does like the thing with his arm,
Yeah,
except
yeah,
like
yeah.
using the donuts.
But
Yeah,
also,
we're kinda talking about
what I like
crazy,
is
man.
that Luffy, like, and Katakuri, they're both protecting themselves, like these individual places that they were getting hit. That was like just showing that Luffy's
Oh, yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
And the fight is like this is a high
I mean, that
level
could
fight
also-
that we haven't seen before.
That could also be part of the observation hockey, right? Because he's like
It's just happening
blocking.
automatically.
Yeah, because I mean, like, okay, when observation, I mean, I guess this is a grievance some people can have, but like, you got to remember, like, when these fights, you kind of just got to assume that the people are just using observation hockey. You know what I mean? Like, whenever
Yeah.
they're doing stuff.
Naturally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
Well,
attack.
if you have the knowledge of their observation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, the one thing that me and Theory were talking about before was like, you know, kind of like the why wasn't Katakuri using these like donut moves earlier? And we kind of thought that like maybe he wasn't using it because like it's kind of like it's like a really goofy move, and he didn't want to like because like you know he's like acting like his true self now. Like he's not afraid. Like he probably didn't want to use like the moves before because like people would think it was like dumb and lame. You know what I mean? Like how like Flampe.
Want to shout out the chat real quick. We just hit 700.
Oh my!
Oh shit! Let's go.
This is
Hey,
crazy
records.
shit. That's,
I don't know, when I first-
that's
Like the
wild.
stream, guys. Like the
Like the
stream.
stream, people. Shout out to you
Like the
guys.
stream. What
700,
you niggas
like,
doing, man?
That's wild.
Get Brago to
bro.
9K.
That's
Go,
wild,
go, go, go,
man.
go.
Yeah, bro. 9K boys.
You got 700 people in here. Go subscribe. Click the fucking button. Let's
That's
go.
crazy. That's crazy. But nah, I mean, this.
Yo, when I
chapter-
first came in here,
Go ahead.
you was at like 930, like 930.
Wait, really?
No, yeah.
What?
No, he was not.
No, yo, I was not lying.
It was
No,
a
look,
906.
No, listen, look.
Cat never
Like
lies.
Look, I came in here. I was talking for a bit. I might have whatever. Like maybe like 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, let me open the chat up, whatever. Like that. When I opened the chat up on the bottom, it said you had 930 something. I just didn't say nothing because I'm like, yo, this is what Brago's doing right now. You know what I mean? So I just finished talking about it. But you was at that before.
Damn, that's crazy if that's true.
It's wild, man.
That's wild, yo. Shout out to the chat, man. I mean, I can't believe Oda really stuck to like this fight the whole chapter. I think.
Yeah,
for
I was
real
so
now.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah, that
I
was
was
crazy.
excited.
I was expecting the Dieter to like somewhere else and stuff, man. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking like half the chapter was gonna be something else, and then the rest of the chapter was gonna be like a little bit of the fight, and then leave us off on a cliffhanger.
yeah.
But this is good though, because this means he's paying attention, because this is what people like. Nobody likes like what he did with like Sabo versus Fujitora, or like what he did when like he travels all over the place
Yeah.
when he knows this is what we want.
Yeah. So Dustin's been quiet the whole time, and
What's good, my nigga?
what's good,
Dustin
bro?
exposed.
What's
Yo.
good? Stop.
That's good.
I want to
Dustin,
hear Dustin's
let us
thoughts
know
on
how
the
you
chapter.
feel about
that.
How do
Dustin-
you feel about the chapter, fam?
Yeah, man.
I mean, it was alright. I mean, Snakeman looked really, really cool. I like the design of that.
Mm-hmm.
The action looked cool too, but I mean, it didn't really make sense. So I didn't really.
Story-wise,
I'm assuming you're still sticking to the whole fucking it's trash because it doesn't make sense thing.
I mean,
Or, like,
it doesn't. I mean, nothing in this form showed that he needed observation hockey to do what he was doing to be effective against Katakuri.
Can I ask you a question though?
Of course.
When did Oda tell you
Of
course.
that
Go
this was
ahead.
observation based form? Or when did Oda tell you that? Like, he didn't tell you that. He had a flashback with Rayleigh.
I'm not saying Oda did, but what I'm saying is
So
everybody.
you're upset at your own.
Everybody, no, everybody was saying last chapter.
Who is everybody though? But can I ask you a question?
Ty, you know,
Yeah, let him finish. Let him finish.
Whatever it is, man.
everybody was saying last chapter that the reason, maybe that the reason Luffy's using this form now is because he had to give his observation up to a certain level. And then we get to the chapter, it doesn't seem to be that he needs observation to do the things that he was doing to Katakuri in this chapter. So it begs the question again, why weren't you using this form, especially when you were in a more stable condition earlier in the fight?
I can agree with the first thing you said, but with the first thing you said, like what your peers told you and what the people in the community told you is just guesses, just speculation. Like they might not have been right, but they're not Oda. It's not like Oda told you something and then he backed up on it. You know what I mean? It's like people guesses was wrong. But as far as like why he didn't use it before, like what Scape said, it's he can't last in Gear 4 that long. So he had to save it. And then another thing too is that with Boundman, it's like Boundman worked against Dofi. It was effective against Cracker. I would have used Boundman too. You know what I mean? Like the first time he tried, it didn't really. Katakuri stopped it. The second time he tried, it was effective, even though it was because of the Marienda thing. So it's like he went Boundman twice, right? He tried
to go once and then he got stopped and then
didn't work. Then he went a second time, right?
Yeah.
So No. He tried once, and then
he tried once, and then Katakuri stopped him, and then he went Gear 4 the second time, and that's when.
So thinking about it like that, like when he tried to do it the first time, it got stopped, right? He did it the second time, it was effective, whatever, like that. To actually go Snakeman now is being more statistic. Where it's like, okay, Boundman did good, but this will be better, in his mind, because he's thinking about the fight. It's not like he remember. Look, he never went Boundman and it got fodderized. You know what I mean? Like it was good. It's like why stop a good thing? You know what I mean? But it's like now he's trying to better this fight. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. It could have been way worse than that. I don't even see it being worse. You know what I mean?
It's not true. That's not true, and it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, we're not going to agree on that. So I mean,
I understand. I understand like Luffy just saying, "Oh, that's right." I understand how that could like leave a sour taste in your mouth because it's just like, all right, why didn't you use it before? But again, you can rationalize it however you want to kind of make it make sense.
If Boundman worked so good before, like why not? Like why not use it? You know what I mean? Like you got to say like
missing the point, Ty. The only reason Boundman worked at that instance was because Katakuri wasn't focused. But once Katakuri got back focused, Boundman was proven ineffective. We do know that because it was shown in the story.
All right, look, that's cool. It was proven and not effective. So now, right, later on in the fight, when
8 hours later.
Look, listen. He needs to get his stamina back, and he can't just go Gear 4 beginning of the fight because Katakuri has more stamina than just 15 minutes. So now,
it wasn't the beginning of the fight though.
No, but what I'm saying is that when he didn't use it before, it doesn't matter because Katakuri. Look how like even though he used it, he didn't. The fight is not all the way his yet. It's still like a back and forth, and he's still kind of taking the losing end of the fight. So if he would have did it earlier, he just would have lost earlier pretty much. So it's like right now is the best time, and when he uses Snakeman right now, since Gear 4 didn't work when he used it, it's like, oh yeah, the first time it got blocked, the second time it did good, but then it's like I have this will probably work better. It's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? You can say something's wrong with it, but it's like it's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I would be the first one to say something's wrong with it if something was wrong with it, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? Unless I just want to be harsh for no reason.
I mean, what you're saying makes no sense to me, but I mean, I respect what you're saying.
Yeah.
you just don't want it. You don't want it to make sense because it counters what you says. Like,
no, it doesn't counter what I say. I'm reading the story. I'm looking at the plot,
but listen though, it's not like he used Boundman. It's not like he tried to use it 4 times and it didn't work all 4 times. He tried to use it once, didn't. Katakuri stopped him. He used it the second time. He got some hits in. Then later, whatever, Katakuri caught on. Then it didn't work. So now when he gets to do a Gear 4 again, he doesn't go Boundman. He goes Snakeman. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. It's not like I don't get how you.
At the last chapter, he said this will finish it, and then nothing finished it.
Luffy can't see into the future.
Guys, 1 second.
Wait, what do you mean?
Dritz was in the middle, like with all this. Dritz, how do you feel about like that whole thing?
Oh, about it not being like completely explained.
Yeah.
Well,
you're saying you understand where Dustin is coming from.
I'm not irritated about it, but like at least when it comes to Gear 4 forms, I want to wait till the end of the fight. Mm-hmm. Because right now, I think Dustin has a legitimate criticism for it, and I don't think no matter how you explain it, you can completely like fault it.
I mean,
I
agree. To a certain extent. Like you're still looking in the gray area, but
yeah.
I think we have to wait.
Kinda-
To be honest.
I'm kind of giving like the leeway to Oda right now until I get proven wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I in particular, I didn't have. I mean, I don't know. At some point in the fight, I was just like, yo, let's just get it. Let's just get it on. Like, I just want to see the fight. I just want to see a good fight. And I think, like, this last chapter, I think we got really good exchanges between Luffy and Katakuri. Personally, I think Luffy was kind of wearing down Katakuri and also using Katakuri to kind of propel himself and using Katakuri to bloom his own haki. So, I mean, the observation thing, I think that's a good point. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I understand how that could be an issue with you enjoying the chapter. But, I mean, this chapter, what do you guys rate this chapter?
10.
I think I'd give it a 10, maybe a 9.
From a hype standpoint, definitely it earns the 10 from a hype standpoint. But I think from a story aspect, when we're looking at it, it's like, I don't know, maybe an 8, 8.5.
I think it's a chapter as a whole, including hype, because I don't think the ending of the chapter was as like thrilling as it could have been. Simply because like this will go on to the next chapter. I would give it an 8 or an 8.5. Like still pretty good, but you know, if this had actually shown both of the punches clashing instead of the aftermath, then I think it probably would have deserved basically a 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8.5 as well because like I feel like Dritz brought up a bunch of points that like there was a bunch of like plot points from like kind of like earlier on that like Oda could have brought up and like kind of like made the fight better, even though it was a great chapter. But I'm just trying to say like what I felt wrong with it, like the whole stab wound and like there's just like a bunch of things that he could have brought up to make the fight even better that he didn't bring up.
That's your
I feel
underestimating
like with
Luffy
this
again.
chapter. Oh, go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
That's underestimating Luffy again because like based off what the manga is telling us, right? Luffy got stabbed, whatever Katakuri got stabbed. It was more like a symbolic thing than an injury thing. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, Luffy took the stab because somebody cheated. So Katakuri stabbed himself back to show honor. But this stab isn't like life threatening to either of them. So like they're going on. So this is not like if Luffy loses, it's not because of that stab, and if Luffy wins, it's not because of the stab that Katakuri.
Again, like I said, I like the chapter a lot. I'm just saying it's not. I can't give it a 10 because I don't think it was a perfect chapter. Because like I said, there's still that vagueness of like why Luffy didn't use it yet. Even though I have my own ideas to why he didn't use it, there's still like that little vagueness to it, to where it's like we don't know exactly why.
Off of pure hype and action, I give it a 6.
That was the same way I was feeling with the last two chapters, where like upon first reading them, I was like, both of these are a 10. But after plenty of discussions and going back to look at the chapter and just thinking about how they correlate to previous events, it's like it kind of brought it down for me.
Hey, hold up, Dustin. Were you saying that the action in the chapter was a 6, or that?
No, I'm saying off of pure hype and the action and the art, because the art was better than recent weeks. That all those combined, and the hype, I give it a 6. But it loses points because it just doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying that the action. Like just the action was a 6. I was like, "Yo, you're crazy! This is one of the best action chapters ever." But I know.
Definitely.
I'll say this: like the Snakeman reveal, I didn't expect it like right in my face like that. Like I didn't expect like as soon as I,
a double spread.
Yeah,
I'm
like
Snakeman.
I was expecting for it to be like a slow build.
You know what I mean? Like a better reveal where it's like, oh shit! Like I just opened the chapter like Snakeman. Like
open the chapter like Snakeman.
Or like
he's keeping up with it.
I was like, this is what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted. I'm giving it to you right
snake
now.
on your ass.
Yeah.
You notice how Luffy's hair is longer?
Shout out to Kate.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
Shout out to Commodore Last for always talking about a speed form. Yeah, shout out to him.
Ultimate Luffy.
Ultimate Luffy, Ultra Instinct.
Ultimate Luffy.
Oh yeah, with my Gear 4 Luffy drawing, I got the part right about the upper part of his legs being brolic. I had that in my drawing.
Congrats to you, Ty.
You do something.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
what I got right, I guess one of my predictions was right when I was saying that he would incorporate the fundamentals of Covering.
Yeah, I said that too. I had the part about him being brolic still, because people thought like he would be skinny. So I'm like, nah, he needs power still. Like it makes no sense. So I got that right, and his abilities. I got like a lot of the abilities right. But yo, like that's some Super Saiyan type.
I think I'm half right until it's the end of the fight, because I said he'd use a speed form, right, and he'd try to incorporate his new level of observation hockey, right? As I was saying that.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a very.
If he goes through with it, it's going to be pretty good.
Because with him, it's like he needs to kind of match up with the speed, like retain the power, keep that same speed, and then of course, like now we know like he can sense using like observation hockey, like to sense like the personality and feelings and everything. Like Now like we have that aspect. Now we can see like how it's gonna be executed afterwards. But like again, kind of factoring Katakuri's hockey most likely is kind of close to like to E. So like for him, it's like that's how Luffy's able to mostly get to him right now because Katakuri's hockey is on like quite a low stature.
Oh, were you gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say this is kind of cancer, but the way I perceived Katakuri's observation after this chapter is kind of different because like I used to think that he just saw like this, like I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but like the fact that he got hit by like Luffy's first 2 punches and he completely got caught off guard by that like really surprised me, if that makes sense.
Well, I said before, I kind of explained it like on how I thought it works, but I feel like it's different how people interpret what future sight is. Because for me, it's all vision based, kind of like pain.
Yeah.
Like if you only see it, if you can see it.
It felt
like
page 6 was showing his perspective.
I think every time Luffy uses his covering and it bounces off the air, it changes the future. It changes like the trajectory that it's going to go. And I don't think Katakuri can keep up, even if he's using future sight. Which is why at the end of the chapter, I think that he switched to more so of a observation like Luffy, where he's trying to sense the attacks like normal observation and instead of trying to see them coming ahead of time.
But the thing is, after you know how it works, it's kind of easier because you know it's going to probably come from your blind spot. And Katakuri.
Yeah, but
for me, I think that what it was, like the most like obvious or like plausible explanation is that when he first saw the move or the form, he wasn't really knowing what to expect, so he only saw like a bit in the future. So like when he dodged the punch, he wasn't like expecting it to come around. Because like after he realized what was happening, like he was still dodging the shit. Like when he put out like the.
Well, I was gonna say this is the first time he's ever experienced like Culverin or Python in a fight.
Yeah, I think he was just adjusting to the speed.
Yeah, like the snake Gatling, like he was dodging all that.
But
shit.
the thing is, look how quickly he countered. That's like Luffy said he's a lot faster than before. We know how fast Luffy is in like gear second.
Oh yeah.
And he says I'm a lot faster than before using Culverin, and Katakuri comes back with like that mace shit. Like that's crazy.
So here's the thing about that. It's like Luffy's faster, but remember, Katakuri can see into the future, so your speed doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's what I'm saying. Like with that,
that's the move, but not at the.
What I'm saying is like when you're getting blitzed like that, you can become overwhelmed, and it's like we know about Katakuri as far as observation hockey when you're not focused, shit like that. Katakuri,
that's what y'all talking about. That first punch when he got blitzed and then he
and then he blitz him again with like the jet cover and all that shit, and he bounced back with like the dice mochi. Like that's like.
But why isn't Katakuri using that sticky shit more though? That's what I really want to know. That's a big question I always had. Like I just thought he couldn't do that shit no more.
There's no explanation for the Oda just decides what attacks he wants to use for the fighters.
Man, nigga just pulling the crocodile, bro.
Yeah, are you talking about like why doesn't Luffy get stuck to Katakuri more?
Like he did this time when he used like the dice mochi, but like why that's an effective way to fight Luffy for one if he's bouncing around and everything like that.
After you had him stuck, bro, you gotta blow your arm up. Like you gotta blow your arm up.
It seems like another flaw of the fight because it's like that was
you
like
gotta kill the main character.
Well, he wouldn't die. I don't think he would die, but
maybe he's just moving that fast. I don't know.
He was stuck. Like he was stuck, and Katakuri slammed him into the ground. So I don't know.
I mean, did you really explain this? Oda decides how the fight's gonna pan out. You can say it's a criticism. I think it's pretty valid. Like that was the first thing we saw.
My rationalization for that is kind of like when he throws punches and he like hockeys up like the block mochi type thing, it doesn't like stick, kind of like because it's like firm or whatever, right? So it's not like.
Well, Prue, we already know that's the case. When he first showcased his ability, he used hockey on it. Yeah. He stuck Luffy.
No, but it's not the same thing.
He didn't use it to the degree of block mochi. He didn't use it to that degree. We're supposed to be like the second level of hardening. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think what's clear here is like I think Drit said this earlier that when he used block mochi versus Luffy's punch, it hurt Luffy again. So this is not to the same tier of like a bound man as far as like the condensed version of like his hockey. So he's really utilizing the speed here in this form.
Also, there are like two things I want to say about the chapter real quick. One of them's just funny because I feel like people haven't really noticed is that I don't know if it's just me, but Katakuri's teeth have been progressively getting smaller throughout every chapter.
Really?
Remember when his fangs were first introduced? They were huge, dude. They were like covering big parts of his face. Now they're like little fangs that like tsunderes would have in anime. He's like, man,
they're cute now.
The tsundere thing.
They're cute.
Yeah, no.
Also,
I see what you're talking about.
Something else that people aren't noticing in the chapter. My bad, Fruit. Something else people aren't noticing is like when Luffy, the way his fist is, the way he's punching is different from how he normally like has his fist. You can see it like right in the first page. It's more so kind of like it's tightened where he's hitting you with like the knuckles in the middle of your fingers.
So
It's not like a normal fish.
rock paper
Because his
scissors.
fist is moving really fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rock paper
I can
scissors.
see that. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's like a fucking it's like a
Yo, Josh on Ken. Yo.
Well, I mean, when he used was it Snake Shot versus Hody, like he had his arms in a different form, or his punch was different. So I don't know if that's what he's utilizing here.
Yo, foreshadow.
Yo, another thing is that no, actually, finish, Bug. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I was done.
Well,
So with Snake Man, I haven't seen anyone talk about, but like on the forums, this is one of the first things we noticed. Is that originally, whenever Snake Man was viewed, since we saw the panel first, we actually thought the cloak surrounding Luffy was fire, because like Oda once drew a color spread where that was actually fire.
The Wano one, yeah.
Yeah, the Wano one, but it looks like it's still like steam, but it's so much bigger. Either this because it's like that's big because whenever Luffy's in Bowman, he's a lot bigger, but it looks fucking huge on
It
him.
looked like it has an actual presence now. Like it's not just steam.
You feel like
you know.
Yeah.
Could it be
It's
like an
just
oxygen?
like,
I think it looks bigger
you know
because
what's
he's
his name?
smaller, though.
You know what's
I think
his
it is
name?
because he's smaller.
What's his name? Hitsugaya from Bleach.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Like if when he runs out of his was his mirrors or some shit, then it's like he runs out of like his Bankai. I forget, but it's like.
Oh, you were saying that you think that's actually fire?
No, I don't think it is, but like
it just looked like fire in the spread.
Maybe it might be fire, but it just looks like huge.
Yeah.
Actually, it looks really dope. Like that's like the
looks like a scarf.
Yeah, I mean it has connections to lore and stuff. Like that's why that's there. Like the inspirations behind Gear Fourth, and then those like Chinese gods like Naja who also have things like this.
There's gonna be a lot of theory videos.
I'm not gonna lie, like Snake Man is dope, and I like it, but I expected a bit more. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it underwhelmed me. The first page when I looked at it, like I mean, I was expecting something way different. So just to see like a simple Luffy with just kind of skinnier, it really took away. It kind of just made.
Well, I mean, if we were seeing like a skinny form with him and the hair and everything, I'm expecting he's gonna be super fast as hell because like it's more.
Oh yeah,
cool
but
compared to the
man,
other
guys,
ones,
you gotta remember, like it's literally just a different Gear Fourth form. Like like you can just say like we already knew that Tank Man. I mean, it's just a fat bone man. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I think people's predictions got me too hyped.
Yeah.
Like about what he was gonna be doing.
I think it's just the name though. When you're a Snake Man, you think it's gonna be something.
I think it just comes from the fact that people completely misunderstand how Gear 4 works.
But I think also
we're getting
it generated a lot of discussion, which I enjoyed. I saw like,
definitely, yeah.
But yeah, I think if we saw the form before we knew the name, we would probably say that it would be called Slender Man.
Oh, Speed Man.
Snake Man makes sense for one reason that all the attacks he used were like snake oriented. Like in other forms, they all have something to do with snakes.
People
like
in the
every
chat
single attack
saying,
he used.
why he didn't do it against Dofi?
Yo, if you start shooting out Magellan,
come on now, don't do
I would say the reason that people probably think it's underwhelming is because, like when he used Gear Fourth, Bounce Man against fucking Dofi, he kind of just overwhelmed.
He overwhelmed him with power.
And Dofi was also breaking down what he was doing. Like Katakuri didn't mention like, oh shit, he's doing this. That's why I'm getting hit, or he's doing this. Dofi was actually breaking down, what Luffy was doing.
Yeah, but and then when he used Tank Man versus Cracker, he kind of just one shot him.
But
so people were kind of expecting he goes Snake Man. Like even fucking Roger's face was saying, oh, I think he's just gonna one shot Katakuri, which I thought was absolutely insane. But
that's crazy.
Roger said that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
it was in Dustin's stream. I think it was.
Yeah, he said in Dustin's stream.
Yeah,
but
I mean, going by that little dialogue that they had at the end of the last chapter, I wouldn't put it past Oda. It made it seem like it was just gonna be like a one-hit quitter.
No, that's why I think people might be upset about that just because they thought it was gonna be more than like what we saw, because Luffy got like the first hit on him, but like after that it didn't really seem like
Luffy adjusted to Luffy. Like
like this chapter shows that they're equals now. Like in this
form,
like,
good category.
Yeah, in this form now.
They have the same fatigue, same injury. Like I don't want to say same injuries, but like fully. But like they're clearly like almost like the same.
I like the Katakuri for not being a little bitch like the other one.
I still think Katakuri is slightly superior to Luffy at this point.
Well, here's the thing. What will elevate this fight even more is like we were saying before. If they end up falling to the ground and they come back up at the same time and they still go at it. Like that just shows for Luffy, like he is gonna reach a low, because especially for Katakuri, it's like it doesn't kind of decrease how we look at him, because if he just falls after this and let's say he's done, you just can't stand up, then it is kind of whack. But if he gets up afterwards and they continue the fight, that is like praise for both of them, because look how much damage they took over the course of like how many hours and stuff, and they're still willing to go at it.
Yeah, man. There have been a couple people in the community.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Because after Katakuri, you're always saying that Luffy, he's probably going to be commander level, first commander level. Now seeing Snakeman and how it is, where it's like it's situational, right? Where it's like going against someone that keeps future sight, this works better. Luffy going up against a swordsman, is he doing this?
I think Take Man for swordsman. I think he needs that higher density.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even Boundman to some extent.
I think he would use both Snakeman and.
You think so?
Tank Man. Yeah, I think he would probably use both. Why can't he?
Because like remember versus Mihawk when he stretched his arms out, he's like, oh shit, like that's not a good idea.
If you got the black blade, bro, you
Cracker,
like
Cracker had a sword and he still used Boundman on well, he ended up using Tank Man at the end though, but.
Yeah.
Well, could it be a scenario in Wano where, like, let's say a samurai's gonna come in with a black blade and like Luffy just breaks it because, like, the blade's gonna try and hit him, and like he's so like his hockey's so strong to the point where the black blade's out can do nothing to him.
But this goes to show.
What do you think took more damage in this?
I was gonna say this goes to show that as you grow, right, you adjust to situations. So regardless if you have a disadvantage with Devil Fruit or a situation, through all these fights you get better and you learn to adjust. Like so, that's what Luffy did.
Yeah. And the thing that people forget is like they always think arm and hockey is supposed to be offensive, but like it doesn't have to be the case. It can be also used on defensive stature. Like it depends.
Yeah,
on
we
how
saw
you use the
that
strategy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were fucking blocking everything with arm and hockey.
And if you wear if you're wearing the guy out as much as you can using your defense, that leaves your offense like not having been used a lot. You can actually use it against that guy because like he's being worn down.
Taking out like the last page where like they both throw their strongest attacks at each other, who would you say took more damage this chapter?
Luffy.
I'd say it's equal.
It's equal, yeah. Like I
You
can't
think so? I feel like Luffy took more damage.
From my interpretation of the chapter, though, they fought as complete equals, so I don't think it really matters because even though like Katakuri's attacks seem more menacing, it's not like they had that big of an impact on Luffy.
Well, the thing is, Katakuri took the culverin, right, and then Luffy tried to attack him again. He blocked the culverin, and Katakuri came in with the dice mochi. After that, they got like the exchange with the face stuff. And then Luffy ran into another diced mochi. And then we had the final panel. So I think Luffy took.
Luffy is going in. Like, Jesus Christ, the amount of new moves he used this chapter alone, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
he probably has more though. Like that's the thing too. Like I don't believe
it's wild, man. He's going in right now.
Where all them Leo
like this is not his final arsenal, man. Like, but I think by the time we get to Wano, we're gonna see the full set, and then from there, like how he improves it.
Like I said, man, Gear complete. That's gonna be the last one.
And then it just builds up for Gear 5 whenever that does happen, if it happens. Like.
Laz, you were saying something interesting. You were talking about how he was primarily using one hand.
Yeah, because because the final panel, how it shows him using his right arm and stuff, and obviously like his left is tucked in, right? So say he goes in with the right, and that's what like Katakuri is expecting, and he forgets about the left. It's almost like in boxing, you think some guy's coming in with the right the entire time, and they forget if that left like riled up, ready to go for a swing. That could be a change. Like Katakuri would not expect that left like he was earlier,
but he could see the future though, so he could see it coming, and then he like.
Right.
I think with that first hit,
hockey's low, but if his hockey's low right now, it's not.
True. Yeah. If he doesn't,
I would be like, yo, he could literally show that, like, oh, yo, Katakuri, my observation is fading. He can show that.
Do you guys think this counts as a legendary fight?
I mean, it'll be legendary. It'll be legendary if they get up and fight. If they get up and fight,
this fight, I give Katakuri.
Well, hold on. Let me explain it.
I give him his props this fight because he.
Hold on, Tyler. Let me explain it in the context. So, like, I'm thinking about, like, remember when Whitebeard said, even I heard about you, to Shanks. I heard about you.
Oh, come on.
What I'm saying is, like, the context of, like, that.
Like, comparing it to, like, Shanks versus Mihawk? No way.
No. What I'm saying is, like...
We don't even know what happened in those fights.
Yeah, we don't know. And as far as, like, Katakuri and the legend that, like, was following him, and now Luffy's building his legend here, it's like he defeated a billion-berry man that was undefeated, that couldn't be touched. Like,
it depends,
especially how this man is dodging and page.
Yeah, but I think just for the reader. Yeah, but I think for the readers aspect, like how we're looking at too, if they get up and they continue to fight, but for us, it's like holy shit, like these guys are still going at it. Regardless how Morgans puts it out there, man, they're gonna say like, oh shit, like Luffy actually went out and took out, like it's gonna be in the news regardless that he took out Katakuri.
It all depends on like how you view it, like the Mihawk and Shanks stuff. It all depends on how you view Shanks like back then, before he lost his arm. Like, do you think it was Yonko then, or
That depends if
Luffy even gonna win though.
That depends.
We don't know. I want a double knockout, to be honest. I want a double knockout.
I don't want a double knockout. I think
a double knockout is also trash too.
What does a double knockout do? Like, what does that accomplish?
Makes me feel better.
It just was like,
Nah.
Yeah, I agree. It makes me feel better too.
Makes me feel
Yeah, so that's not a good reason.
I don't have to choose.
Somebody has to lose.
Luffy dubs. Let's go.
A double, like to have all this happen just for a double knockout. Then this arc should have been like twice as short.
Yeah, I'm tired of people. Oh,
what do
man,
you mean? Like this? Like...
Remember, guys, Team Luffy until after Katakuri.
I mean, yeah, if it's a double knockout, it really makes no point.
sense.
No sense.
There was no out. Like, look how long we
What do
waited.
you mean no
like,
sense? Look how much
and
Luffy
then
has
there's
grown
nothing.
this fight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, why do you?
But he needs to overcome him. He needs to overcome him.
He
I
used
learned
his
that from
observation.
Lost
He used his observation hockey inconsistently at best, and then he used the form that he already had from the beginning. He didn't really grow this much during the fight.
I get that you like Katakuri and that you and that you think he's strong and stuff like that, but like, what do you want it to be a double knockout for? Like, or why do you want Katakuri to win? It's like he's not the main character. He doesn't play as big of a role as Luffy does.
Wait.
His future doesn't really matter in the story. No. I mean, you want a double knockout to be like Katakuri was that man.
Yeah, but like this idea that like Luffy has to defeat like the main villain or else the arc is like completely useless is just I don't know. I disagree with that.
See, I'm not saying that. The thing is, like, as I've been saying, is that Luffy did too much in his base form that we know he had. Like, we know he's better than that. So, like, just based off of that he did to me anyway. Which I've been saying the whole time. It's like Luffy's gonna win this once he steps it up, and now he's stepping it up.
That's not what I'm saying.
Even if you don't even agree with the idea, looking at the plot, how will a double knockout progress the plot forward?
I think this entire arc has been like misleading and it's been unpredictable. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know.
But at the same time,
I'm not saying I still think Luffy's gonna win. I'm just saying I would prefer it if.
I think Luffy wins because Luffy took the dice. Luffy took the dice. My bad. Go ahead, Dustin.
No, I'm finished, bro. I'm finished.
Yeah, the thing is,
I think Luffy's gonna win because he took the dice mochi already twice, and Katakuri is going in saying, "I'm gonna end it with another one of the dice mochis," and we haven't seen Katakuri take a King Cobra. We don't even know what it really is. I mean, it just looks like a big ass punch.
And then it's supposed to be. It's not a punch. Powerful than man. So how's he gonna knock him out? Like, it's kind of crazy.
I mean, in my opinion, I'm still one of those guys who think Katakuri is going to win, and the reason I think that is because even while Luffy's being pushed to his very limit, it still seems as if Katakuri is superior.
But can you keep this in mind that like if this chapter he goes Boundman, right, and he wins the whole fight, he takes control of the whole fight, but the fight isn't over. What's the point of you even reading next week if you know that the week after, if you know that like when we continue this, Luffy knocks him out? So you got to understand that like Oda's still trying to provide.
I don't understand.
But here's my thing. No. I gotta say though. I gotta run it
back.
You think?
Run it back, please.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, the ending of this fight is almost like irrelevant because it seems like Sanji's gonna come to save Luffy at the end, anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, it's relevant because Luffy has to willingly get out of the mirror world. Yeah. If they both knock each other out, they're just gonna. Like they just sit there
it's like a cage match in wrestling, honestly. Like they're just trying to.
Yeah, but like
I
agree with you, but like that's not the only thing that can happen. We already know that Brule is just complete trash, and
but Brule's gonna come by and be like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, maybe Sanji can fucking grab Brule or something, or.
But like Brago said, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Sanji could have the intent to save Luffy, but it could end up where Sanji is the one that needs saving.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree 100%. I'm just saying.
I agree 100%. That would be so awful.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
But Zoro gang W's.
But I think though Luffy this fight has like
these are all possibilities. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Get out of here with that.
But I don't know. I feel like Oda's going for the manliness. So I mean, yeah, it could be like one of those like the Ace and Jinbei where like who falls first. Shit like that. So
yeah, that's how I feel like it's gonna be exactly like that.
Yeah.
So like Scape, see how like Roger Base thought it was gonna be like a one punch thing and it was gonna finish the fight because Luffy said this is over and Katakuri said I agree. So it's like just because they said that doesn't mean that this chapter the fight gets finished, or just because Luffy because to me like all right, look, like if Luffy was losing more, like if it was like helpless, which is this is not, then I could agree with you that he's gonna lose. But since Luffy has been taking the lower end of this fight, but he's still doing better than what he should be doing for somebody at his level. So I think he's gonna win. I think that's the only thing.
That's also the only thing I don't like about this fight.
What does that mean?
Wait.
You said
say that again?
Luffy's doing better than he should be doing?
All right, he's the underdog. He even Rarely said this. Rarely was like, with only 2 years of training, I doubt you will be able to beat somebody like that. So what I mean is that he should make up for what should be happening to Luffy. No, look. What should be happening to Luffy should be what happened when Sanji and not from the category we've seen, but just like in theory from what Rarely said about like, if you fight somebody with future sight or whatever, you don't have that type of training yet or whatever. But so when Sanji fought Virgo and he got his shins cracked, or when Sanji fought Doflamingo and he got fodderized with the what was that move called? The Parasite. Luffy should have just like it should have been a done deal if you know what I mean. But that's not happening. Even though Luffy,
you said Luffy should have gotten one shot.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a one because like I don't. To me, one shot doesn't mean something. But I mean, like it shouldn't. Like Virgo won that fight against Sanji if that would have continued. I think, and Dofy made quick work of Sanji too. So like you know what I mean. Like Luffy's the underdog, and Katakuri should have like hurt him way if he was gonna win. You know what I mean? But right now, with like Luffy,
I don't understand you saying.
No, it's not the same thing, Brago. Look how Sanji and it's like even if you want to say Luffy took more damage, Sanji didn't get. He still got hits off. You know what I mean? He's still avoiding, so he's doing. That's not what somebody who loses does. You know what I mean? No, but still though, you're like I'm not. What I'm saying is that like as far as like who's winning the fight based off what I don't have no personal feelings about like who should like what based off what I've seen and what I'm telling you is about just think about how
is built up to be so impressive. He should have fighterized Luffy.
Yes.
Okay.
So like just compare those. Compare Virgo to Sanji.
Okay, listen. First off, like when you
what's
say,
interesting is
yes,
Luffy.
I
just said Katakuri is impressive. No. That's what I just said.
Please, because I gotta say this because you were the one saying that we're underestimating Luffy at the beginning of this fucking call.
You are underestimating.
But you were literally just saying that Katakuri should have fucking fodderized Luffy, and the fact that he didn't shows.
That's the Katakuri that. Hold on. Keep in mind, like I said, he this chapter I give him his props for putting up a better fight this chapter. You know what I mean? But and being a bit more impressive this chapter. But as far as like
no, but hold up, you're literally doing the exact definition of underestimating Luffy because instead of assuming that Luffy is just strong, you're just assuming that Katakuri is underwhelming because you think Luffy is trash.
No. What I'm saying when I told Brago that like Katakuri should have did what Virgo versus Sanji did, he should have did what happened when Sanji versus Flamingo did. Keep in mind that I was saying that like I can tell by that Virgo fight versus Sanji fight, Virgo would have won that. I can tell by that Dofy fight, Dofy would have won that. I can tell that by this Luffy fight, by what we're seeing right now, he's putting in way more work than what Sanji did. Both the fight that he's gonna win it. That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is that like if for people who think that Katakuri is gonna win, if he was in a winning position, if he had the win in hand. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this fight wouldn't be going.
That's not the same thing because
it's wrong. What you're saying is wrong because the reason Luffy, if you're looking at this fight without knowing the context of the story, you would think Katakuri is going to win it. The reason that Luffy is going to win his fight is because you're looking at the plot and the situation that we're in, and he has to win the fight.
That's not true. I'm not listening to the thing.
But Katakuri's been fought around Luffy for 90% of the fight.
You have to factor in that plot. You have to.
Hold on. That's not what I'm doing. You're assuming I'm doing that because look, if we go to examples, I know I do this all the time.
I'm saying you have to factor.
No. I'm talking to Dustin, but I mean like if we go to the examples, I do this all the time. Like if we go back to the Rock Lee versus Gaara situation, that's how I look at this. Like a Rock Lee versus Gaara situation, we don't know who's gonna win. We don't know what. You know what I mean? Just like with Rock Lee versus Gaara, I didn't know what. I thought Gaara was gonna win. I thought Rock Lee was gonna win.
You thought that
you can't compare those two fights because Rock Lee versus Gaara was much closer.
No. But
it was much closer, and the stakes weren't as high.
Wait. But was it really much closer when Gaara had the upper hand the whole fight? You know what I mean? But it's like Rock Lee came back.
He had the upper hand.
So
Rock Lee took off his weights and he gained the upper.
That shit was crazy.
Bro, there's no way that you can say that like if you took like some random person that's never read One Piece before and he didn't know who the main character was or anything, and you just showed him this fight and you're like, yo, who do you think?
It's not that bad. You're exaggerating it. That's not true. It's Luffy Katakuri
has actually been that bad.
This fight has been going on for 17 chapters, and this is the first chapter where Luffy actually seems to be on equal fighting with Katakuri.
You seen like this is that seen that fight where it was Yu Yu Hakusho and it was Kurama fought like 3 people back to back. He was getting effed up, but nobody knocked him out, and eventually he beat each of them. So is it like to me like the fight's not over till it's over, and in this case Luffy's not doing as bad as you're making it seem. Like he still has in him. He's still throwing blows. He's still hurting Katakuri. He's not
because we were saying like
fight starts now.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, people have been speculating that Owen was going to come and stop all this. So I think Oda, at the end of this chapter,
people have been speculating.
Who will emerge as the victor? Owen will. That's what Oda was telling us.
Owen's showing up next chapter.
It's good that y'all brought that up. Like y'all want to talk about how Luffy was losing.
That'll be the greatest chapter in One Piece of Owen.
I'm saying.
I'm about to read the Ghetto translation right now.
I was talking about how Luffy was losing at the beginning of the fight. I told y'all that when he came into the mirror world, when he was like, I want all the Katakuri, I want to beat them all, that's when the fight starts. So if you take the fight from there and forward, or whether you look at the whole fight at the end of the day, Katakuri didn't do enough damage to win. To win this fight. Like whether Luffy's eating them, you know what I mean? And like I said, when he fought Rob Lucci, nobody complained when he fought Rob Lucci. when he was fighting Rob Lucci, nobody was saying this. Nobody was saying,
Luffy was getting a bunch of hits in on Rob Lucci. This fight is not the same.
No, Brago. But listen, I'm not talking about Luffy's damage output. I'm talking about his damage input, like the damage he took. You know what I mean? He took a lot of, even though he got more hits in. Or for to me, this is very similar to
bro. But that was like a 30-minute fight.
Just Luffy is hitting Katakuri less, but as far as damage he took a lot of damage in both fights. It's like y'all not being fair in the situation. It's like y'all act like
bro. Like the thing is, like the thing you don't understand is like, even if you just take the panels that we saw Luffy in, he was getting fucked up. But you also have to factor in that he was getting fucked up off screen like a lot of the time.
And he's a rubber man. I
don't even know the point that you're trying to make anymore. Like,
yeah, well, that's because you want to try to act like this fight is so bad or this chapter is so bad and that type of thing, or like this whole fight makes no sense. So
I mean, this chapter wasn't bad. It was all right. A bad chapter is when Sanji says, "I'm about to make a cake that makes Big Mom faint." That's a bad chapter.
That's the worst chapter in One Piece. I agree.
But what I'm talking, all right. So what I was talking about is like the fight is like and I'm being honest. I don't care if Luffy like loses next chapter. I don't really care what happens because like it's just One Piece. It's not like the end of the world or anything like that. But from what I seen, and I seen a lot of stuff from whether it was like Dragon Ball Z, whether it was Naruto, whether it was Bleach, whether it was Yu Yu Hakusho, fights like this, it's not over. You know what I mean? Like this is not how I understand it. Like it's like y'all want the bad guy to tie or you want him to win, but this is not how that works out.
No, not me, Ty. Don't say that.
No. So look, if it's not you, then it doesn't count.
Until after Katakuri.
What I'm saying is that of course it's not the end of the world, bro. It's just One Piece, but this is also we read this for entertainment, and if something doesn't entertain you,
it's still entertaining me though. So that's the thing. I agree with y'all on that. If this was Sanji versus Virgo, right? I would have been like, "Yo, Virgo's winning," which I did, and nobody didn't really like that, but I don't care because it's not about which I feel. Yeah, it's about like me interpreting the fight.
I think this is gonna
Sanji
be like
versus Luffy.
Naruto versus Sasuke, the Valley of the End, and Luffy's gonna look over Katakuri like, I gotta go.
They're gonna kiss.
He taught me a lot.
What?
He taught me a lot, man. I think that's how it's gonna
be. In the rain,
In the rain,
yeah. They're gonna kiss in the rain.
What's gonna happen?
In the rain.
The rain in the middle.
The smoke's gonna clear. The smoke's gonna clear.
Owen's gonna bring the rain, man. Watch out.
No, this is what's gonna happen, bro. This is what's gonna happen, bro.
He'll bring the sprinklers and shit.
Smoke's gonna clear at the end of the chapter, and then fucking Katakuri is gonna be standing up. He's gonna carry Luffy's ass out of the mirror world, and Sanji's gonna come flying out of nowhere, kick Katakuri's ass in the face, and then dip out with Luffy.
Yeah, like he can actually.
No, he's gonna fix Katakuri's face.
He's gonna get cauterized just like Ichigo.
He's gonna fix.
Yeah, he's gonna fix his teeth, yo.
Wasn't Goku versus Frieza? Wasn't Goku versus Frieza? Didn't Goku take a worse beating in this? And then he still won, even though his friend got killed, and it hyped him up.
Come on, bro, it's Dragon Ball.
No, but still though, I mean,
Dragon Ball Z, bro.
But Oda, look, hold on. You're saying it's Dragon Ball Z, but Oda takes inspiration from Dragon Ball Z, which he uses when he does the thing. Hold on. When he shows the admirals and stuff, and when he shows Gear 4, when he shows Gear 2nd and the steam comes on, that stuff he took from Dragon Ball Z, and we know this. So don't act like, oh, it's a whole different manga. And no, so like we've seen this before. No, but I'm talking about that like in that fight. Goku had it way worse, and Goku still won. So I don't know why.
Yeah, but in that fight, first of all, in that fight, Super Saiyan was foreshadowed throughout the whole arc.
Yeah,
and then it made sense after. It was like, what are you talking about?
And last week you were saying, or not last week, but on your stream you were saying that everybody knew Luffy had another Gear 4 for him. So Gear 4 was like Snakeman was that's not the problem. So it's like what are you saying? Are you just saying new stuff?
My thing is that my problem was that Luffy just remembered he had to form after getting his ass whooped for hours on end when he could have used, and then his chapter shows nothing indicating that he just discovered it or observation aided it, and that's why he needed to use it now. He was being tactical, which Luffy is not in Luffy's character to be like overly superly tactical. So you know why people are saying that.
I understand that, but I just can't agree with you and share your rays because we know this. Luffy's not the smartest character. He's not like an Itachi. You know what I mean? He's like a Naruto, like kind of like.
I agree, but people are saying that he's being super tactical. He was stalling the whole fight where there was no indication at all that he was stalling to use some other form.
Well, yeah, he was stalling to gain observation.
There's no indication of that.
Nah, he was.
Okay, like I agree that Luffy's retarded, right? But like, we can't just like sit here. We can't just sit here and be like, the fact that like he's saving his fucking best move for last as like a crazy battle strat.
Yeah.
That's definitely, he's done that before.
What was the dialogue?
There is the argument to be made that remember when he was with Brule and he said, "Oh, his observation hockey is getting weak."
Yeah.
I want to fight him at his full. So there is the argument to be made that Luffy kind of like let this fight be as hectic as it was to grow. Because I kind of think that Katakuri. I kind of think like Brago says that Katakuri's training him, but what I think of Katakuri is like a level 70 Pokemon that when Luffy beats him, he gets all that experience. So he wants to
wait, I was saying Oda is using Katakuri as a training device. That's not Katakuri's purpose, but Oda's using him.
No. I know that, but to me, it's like a Pokemon battle with like after Luffy
I don't want to
beats
chat
him,
to be like the fuck niggas saying, Braga? What?
It's different if they was even the whole fight and Luffy uses something that will give him the edge and it takes all his strength. But when you've been getting one-sidedly beat the whole fight and you had something that could have give you the upper hand and you don't use it, it makes no sense.
It was no guarantee. Like Luffy said, it was over. It's not over. So it's not like he knows it's gonna give him the upper hand. He knows it's better than his base.
But if it has a better chance than what you've been doing, which nothing else that you've been using was effective, and this is actually, and then when you use it, it actually is effective, and it had nothing. I don't know.
But Dustin, you act like this is the first time Luffy has went.
Just because it isn't the first time doesn't mean that it's not trash. When he did Tankman, that was
not the first
trash.
time, Dustin. It's not the first time.
Okay, but you can't
just accept it because that's just what it is. If it's not good, it's not good.
Luffy has the strong form. Okay, whatever. You can go ahead. Go Scape.
He literally does this every fight. I'm gonna literally draw. I can draw every One Piece fight with every monster tree. I'm gonna show you Luffy's first of all. This is what Luffy does. He fights an opponent. He goes, "Damn, you're fucking strong." Realizes how strong they are. Tries to gain knowledge about their abilities and their weaknesses. Right. And once he gains the knowledge and he comes up with something, he goes, bam, gear 4, gear 2, whatever. And he does his form, right? And what you're seeing, right, is the first chapter of his transformation. The first transformation of Snakeman. The first one, right? You're seeing the first chapter. That's when he's right there. He's starting to fight. You start to realize, oh, wow, man, Luffy's doing something. And then the next few chapters, you realize, this is why he did that. That's literally how every Luffy fight goes.
Okay, what you're saying does not change the fact that this is trash from what it has. Like, no, man, just because you're saying that this is how it is. I mean, that's like saying, I mean, we go around and I feel people are acting towards me a certain way because I'm black. Oh, it's just how it. That shit is still trash.
No,
it happens.
But Dustin, what if they tell you? What if they tell you after the fact you had shit on your shoe?
Your color is not.
You thinking it's because you're black, but it's because you had shit on your shoe. We don't know if the shit on your shoe.
Then somebody brought up to me when he was fighting the Boa sisters. He was getting out. He was dodging his attacks just like that. Then he went gear second, and he beat their observation because he was moving faster.
But I guess Kate was saying like, just let's give it some time first before we be so critical.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying because this is literally the first chapter of the transformation.
At the same time, too.
It's like I'm not. I don't.
Dustin, it has to be.
But I understand Dustin's point. I can see when something's small like that because Tankman. I did not like Tankman, and I was like I did not mess with Tankman at all. I didn't care what the explanation was. I did not like Tankman.
I understand that.
But
I'm not upset.
I did like Tankman.
I think Dustin might like
Tankman too. It was funny.
It's fun. That's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man. Comedy here? No. Didn't fit for me.
So someone typed in the chat. I kind of want to just read this because it seems a little bit important. He says Luffy does the same thing as Goku does when fighting. Round 1, see what they can do. Round 2, adjust strategies, test. Round 3, overcome.
Basically what I just said. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he put it in like a better
oh damn.
So,
he said it.
Hey, y'all want me to do Zoro next?
He said it better, Escape.
Zoro just doesn't lose.
I'm not upset about Luffy still like taking more damage this fight because at the same time, like Katakuri is Big Mom's right hand man. He like I said, he never lost before. So it's like this is not Dofi. You know what I mean? This is not Dofi. This is not his little brother Cracker or whatever. This is somebody different. So it's like Luffy's doing better. So like say like if Luffy did if it was boxing, like if he got a 5 before on his scorecard, he now gets like what Dritz was saying, like that, like where he's tying with Katakuri, he gets way higher up on his scorecard. But Katakuri is still like he's more impressive than these people from before. So like it's not looking as good. Like so pretty much like it's not looking as good for Luffy, but he's doing so good. You know what I mean?
He's doing great. I think he's doing great. Personally, I think I like him as far as like the odds that were against him. Like someone that could see the future. I mean,
at least it's more interesting than a Zoro fight.
We gotta escape.
Bro, what is a Sanji fight? Him getting shit on by some trash female?
No, him doing some cool ass kicks, bro.
Bacon cakes for fat chicks.
What is Sanji's best fight? Let's answer that really quickly.
Yeah, come on.
Mr.
A fish. A fish.
Jobber.
Pearl.
Yeah,
Is
probably
it Jabra?
Jabra,
Because
yeah.
he kind of like
Jabra.
he owned
Yeah.
Jabra. Like
The thing is,
memories,
Mr.
though.
Two,
yeah.
Mr. Two was like the worst fight in the entire series, dude. That
when
fight
he
was
showed
so
Nami's
bad.
boobs, that shit was fire. Nah, it was trash.
No.
Nah.
This nigga
Dude, what are you
brought
talking about? Okay, listen, man. Just think about how trash this is, dude. This dude knows that, like, he knows this guy has a Delphi where he can just change appearances, right?
Yeah.
And he still won't just hit this dude because he's
Yo,
Nami. Like
that, bro. I think that's
That,
more
was
so.
just one.
that's
That was
more-
just one part of the
Food,
fight.
That's
Mental
more so
illness.
resolve, though. You know how much resolve that takes? You gotta
Resolve?
commit
Yeah,
that.
you know how
Imagine
much
if he were a
fucking-
Hunter x Hunter character, bro. His Nen ability would
It'll be
be
crazy.
hell.
There's no love in war.
Listen, man.
And
But then he figured out what
Hey,
the trick
hey,
was.
hey,
Then he figured out what the trick was.
Yeah.
Then he
Proof,
fired.
proof. This is what happens in a Zoro fight. Oh no, he keeps taking damage. I want to become the world's strongest swordsman. Ties my bandana. Cliche one-liner. One shot. One shot. Yeah, there you go.
The most important part of that story is the one-shot part.
He does that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what happened.
But like on the real, I actually do think Mr. Two fight is actually the best Sanji fight because it actually showed the best technical skill when someone was fighting Sanji. Like in terms of like actual like martial arts combat, Mr. Two is the best character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true. Like
Mr.
eventually,
Two, like
yeah.
he focused on
Listen,
pinpoint
man,
attacks.
Like, they were actually like it was equal like karate skills, equal
Yeah.
attacks. I thought that was actually the best fight.
I
For
fuck-
Sanji.
If I could do the same thing with fucking Sanji, the entire fight is just fucking him, like, sitting there with his fucking cliche shitty-ass cigarette, like,
Oh god.
oh,
Nah,
I'm
that's
so
not
fucking
You don't understand.
strong.
Sanji's entire character is just a
I'm
one
like-
big cliche.
Nigga, he has his hands in
That's-
his pocket and he's
That's the
kicking
old
niggas'
Sanji.
asses.
No,
Sanji-
the new,
no,
the
I
new
got a suit
Sanji is
on,
please
man.
don't do this. Hold on, let me get this cream I just made. Let me just stop it. Mouth full of cream. Pause. Whole lot.
Sanji about to solo Yonkos. I don't know who's about to do
Future
that.
lives.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sanji's about to solo
Apparently, he's
Yonkos.
solo fleet.
Yeah, if he comes out soloing Cracker, Oven, Big Mom, and Katakuri,
Yo,
I'm not hearing
the
anything
headline
from
from
y'all.
Big News
I
Morning.
might hang
All you need
Sanji,
to do is carry a
Sanji
backpack full
Vinsmoke
of that
takes
cream
down
and
Big
just-
Mom with help from his
Yeah.
captain.
Just
Yeah,
flush
man.
it out.
I might have to hang myself. I don't know.
Nah, I don't
Oh yeah,
know.
so
It's over for y'all if that happens. It's over.
I'm jumping out my window, bro. Like,
I've
Laz,
already,
I'm gonna catch you just to hand you that L.
I've already factually proven
He gonna catch him
We'll
and
see.
hand him the L. Like, nah, bro, you're not dying yet. Hold his L first. Hold his L first before you go. Nah.
There's no such thing as an actual Sanji fan. It's just people who hate Zoro and
But the thing
pretend that
is,
they like
San-
Sanji.
Oda uses-
I like Sanji.
See, Fruit speaks the knowledge, man.
Get
I
out of
love
here.
Zoro, man.
Man, nobody
Zoro
actually
game, baby.
likes Sanji.
I
man.
Bro,
I
I'll
love
literally
Sanji,
dog-
man.
I like
I'll literally
Sanji.
dog on
You've
every
never
character.
seen the Sanji
he's
stance,
mad
then.
good, and he makes One Piece more
Oh my
interesting.
god, he's
Because,
still
like,
on the
I was
table.
like, point me out
He's
one
the goat.
Sanji fan. Just
Because,
one
like, Zoro-
Sanji fan.
Zoro got me.
I've never seen one.
on the table.
Zoro, nah,
It's just like
I'm a Sanji
it's like
fan.
no one-
Sanji,
no one-
Sanji's strong.
It's one of
Yeah.
the myths. It's a myth.
Listen, man, you ask any Sanji fan, like, yo, why do you like Sanji? It's not gonna like, oh yeah, he had some
Because he
cool moments.
fights
It's
with
like,
kicks.
cause Zoro's cards are like,
Okay.
Zoro's stronger than Luffy, and like Zoro is so
That's
dumb.
It is factual, though.
I like
No,
Sanji
no.
and it has nothing
First of
to
all,
do-
Factual at all.
No.
I like Sanji and it has nothing to do with Zoro. Like Zoro got me into One Piece.
Mildred,
Luffy's the main character.
The thing
What's
with the Sanji and the Capone. Remember the whole the Virgin
Oh,
Sanji.
yeah, dude, that was hilarious.
Like I like Sanji
It's all
because like
facts,
he's
though.
I don't know. Oda
I love
uses
that thing.
Sanji
It's
to
so
like
dumb.
save
Luffy's
people.
strong.
Virgin
Zoro's
Blackman.
strong. To have a
He has
third.
proof that he actually fucked.
Sanji is used to
Like-
save people all the time. That's what he does. He saves people. He comes through, he saves them, and
Like,
then, keeps them.
Mochi main straw hat.
Like to have a third, another strong person on the crew since early is like real good, and it makes the story good. Because like in Naruto, it's like Sasuke was nice, Naruto was kind of nice too, maybe if you his Fox or not. But then Sakura was trash until Shippuden. So
Yikes.
Wait, I don't know,
Like
man.
having
Sakura was fine, man. She wasn't on their level, but she was.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, but she ain't got no titties, Brago.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me.
my problem is that like when they
You got
fought
me,
Haku,
bro.
right? What was Sakura doing when they fought Haku?
Hey,
Nothing.
man.
Watch
Who-
this video.
No, back then, nah. I think I think Sakura showed me a lot versus what's his name,
The thing
Sasori.
is, y'all ain't even wrong. That's all she.
No, yeah.
Versus Sasori, Sakura showed me like what she could do, man. And then,
No, yeah,
you
but
know,
she got that strength.
yeah,
This has
like
me fucking dead.
she ain't weak.
Bro, Brago, we should.
That's with the help of Granny Chip as well.
Oh yeah, Brago. But what I was trying to tell you before about when
Still give
Luffy
me
said,
donations.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh,
I
shit.
haven't read it.
Yeah, there's been donations.
Wait,
Donation,
so
yeah.
Kaya Knuckles,
Yes.
how do you feel about the chapter, bro? This is your first time in the stream. Welcome to the stream, man. I know it can be
No,
overwhelming.
thank you.
at first, the shit we be saying.
Well,
But how do you feel about the chapter, bro?
Cheers. How you doing, guys? I'm good. No, I actually really liked it. I actually thought it was good. I think it's because obviously the hype of Snakeman, and I just got to say Black Mamba. That I think that's like become one of my favorite techniques. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, Black Mamba's dope.
And to be honest, like the way it ended, yes, so that was a bummer. But obviously, it takes a break and always leaves us like this. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think the fight's over either yet. I think there's still got to be a bit more, personally.
Yeah.
I got another question for you.
Yeah, go for it.
What's your favorite pair of titties in One Piece?
Oh God.
What the hell?
Initiation.
Let the man speak.
The size of your famous streams.
Don't be scared to say his mom if you. If you
wow. I'm trying to think. Well, Nami is my wife of all anime, so probably have to say
Good man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. See, this is another problem with the series, man. There aren't actually Nami fans. People don't like Nami. They just like her titties, man.
What's wrong with that?
Nami's got character, man. Come on.
What? One thing I do want to point out though about Katakuri is I think he's definitely showing his bounty for a reason. I mean, the fact that he can go toe to toe with Snakeman as well is just showing exactly what he's worth. Every single bit of that bounty is just.
I agree.
It's fantastic.
I have a question for the stream though.
I mean, go on, Brago.
Who has the better accent, Theory or Kaio?
Theory has more of like the fucking.
You know,
if you told me Theory was rich, I believe.
I don't know. I think if Theory had a good mic, it'd be Theory, but Kyle definitely has a better knowledge. He has a competent mic and not like speaking.
Oh damn!
Like you feel his presence, man. Like Kyle, I don't know, man. Like he has clout. Like right now.
Y'all niggas, man.
You asked the question.
Kyle, what did you rate the chapter?
What do I rate the chapter?
Yeah.
100 out of 10.
Probably 8.5 to a 9, and that's only because there's a break next week. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, I think it's because I like the fact there was a lot more fighting, which is what I've been really looking forward to. And obviously, it was only like small dialogue, but I guess it's because I'm sort of like wanting to see more, like everyone else is. But I think it's because we didn't exactly see who who is the winner sort of thing. It's like, oh, who is it? And I'm like, and then probably the break on top. But other than that, no, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I mean, I think Brago will see my review to probably a bit later when it goes up, and you can see how much of a crazy fanboy I actually became. Because this is the first chapter in a while that I've actually like fanboyed in a while.
But Katakuri looked possessed. Luffy went in. Like, I was fanboying when I was reading it.
I have to berserk for, man. Like,
can I ask you a question very quick, about this chapter? Because I know nobody else like kind of thinks this, but I think that when Luffy goes Gear 4 and he uses like the organ moves, I think that he's making more arms. So like I want to ask, what's the difference between what Luffy's doing on page 12 at the bottom of page 12? He's using like the same kind of move as the Black Mamba on page 15, but they look different. Right? And why would he use the Black Mamba and then say the name and then use it again? So
what you mean?
They can't be the same attack. They can't be the same attack.
The Goro looking thing?
That's what I'm saying.
You say page
12?
Nah,
it's a difference. I think it's a difference between when Luffy uses Gatling and when Luffy uses organ, and it is not just him moving his arms quickly, because and on page 12 on page 12 he's using kind of like a Gatling, but then if you go to
I see
page
what you're
15,
saying.
You see it, right? It looks way different.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Good find.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like a whole bunch of culverins with it. That's why.
Yeah. Oh man, the 6-arm thing is getting.
I always question.
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed. That's what I said, man. The 6-arm. Shout out to Maras, man. Like
it's getting more and more like.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So do you think the first move on page 12 was the 6-arm one, or the?
No. The one on page, the one on page 15. The one on page 15 is the multiple arm one, but the one on page 12 is like the normal Gatling version.
Okay.
Yeah. But when you see page 14 though, when it shows the Black Mamba, you can see like there like this like 3 arms on one side, 3 on another. Right.
Yeah, so that's what I always thought.
When they showed organ in the anime, what happened? It was like more arms.
It's trippy. They just pop out of nowhere. Like the other arms, the other 4 arms.
Oda and SBS.
I think it just confirms that like Luffy has a stand. Like
There was one question.
No,
there was
I
one
think
question I was asked as
I think he
well.
had this old move where like he would grow more legs and he would kick or something.
Hell no.
Nah, yeah,
I
he
think
did.
Katakuri did
But it's
that.
become Squidward.
Matter of fact, know that
Squidward.
crazy move he has where like he just grows. It's kind of like what you're saying. It's kind of like a gallon or whatever like that. But I seen it one time where like he just he grows more legs and more arms and it's not just an after image type of thing. So like he can make like just multiple copies of stuff. It probably come into more play and be more dangerous in the future. But he can make multiple arms and legs.
Wait, Kai, you had a question?
Yeah, like, do you think this will be the last form of fourth gear that we see, or do you reckon there'll be another one when it comes to like 1-0? Just a curious question, really.
We'll probably see regular Tankman come on.
Yeah.
But we've seen everything.
That's what I think too.
I also think by the time he fights Kaido, he'll either have like a Gear 5th, which I don't think is likely, or he'll like, unless this is Gear 5th, but he'll basically like combine all of the Gear 4th forms into like one like Gear 4th form that has like all the qualities. Has like all the qualities.
I don't think so.
I don't agree with that because that would make everything prior to that useless.
I think Bowman is that.
I think he does that eventually, Dritz. But I think after Kaido, I think maybe like Elbaf or something. I don't think
he's gonna need a lot of shit.
But he's not about to. But the thing is, he's not going to be by himself. So, you know.
Yeah, I agree, but.
So we've also found there are also other ways he can just improve his strength just by like finding like new ways to unlock abilities. Like Future Sight or next level of armament hockey. And there's ways he can increase like his base stats. I think
to me the way Gear 4 is looking at, I think that Bowman is the overall because he had access to Culverin in Bowman, and when he was in Bowman, he was able to harden his body the same way he did in Tankman. So I feel like we see little bits and pieces in Bowman, and then later on with certain moves, Oda will expand it with like a whole form where the move this is where like the move is most powerful. Like Culverin in the regular Gear 4 was cool, but Snakeman he uses it to like a blinding speed.
So essentially, what you're saying, Bound Man is the Gear 5, but it's just not complete.
Yeah, but what the idea that you're saying is that he can use the moves from different forms. Yeah. On the fly. But I feel like when he wants to specialize.
Brago, what you just said sounded like how Oda would answer something in SBS. Maybe I've already showed you here, Fifth.
Yeah.
Maybe you've already seen it.
I don't know. I can't see Oda doing that though.
The thing is,
like
surprise us. If you remember, like when Luffy uses like the only difference between his different Gear 4th forms is like which parts of his body have like the hockey on it. If that makes sense. So it seems like if he could like perfect it or like maybe like a full body hockey thing. I don't know exactly what it would look like, but you get what I'm getting at. Where like he could use all of the abilities successfully.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like if he could improve his armament hockey, then it seems like he would be able to do that.
I'm just thinking of that fan art that has like the Seal of War calculus on Luffy's head, and it's just him covered in armament hockey.
that I think Gear 5 uses that. I think that's his thing he uses.
You think Owen can tank Gear 5?
Yeah.
I think Owen
probably not.
Owen created Gear 5. So.
I think Luffy transforms into Owen whenever he gets Gear 5. It's like a different person. That's like his actual devil fruit.
Damn,
Luffy's devil fruit is named Owen.
For the plot twist, man. Luffy was Owen all the time, all along, man.
Yeah. It was all part of my plan.
Dread's these theorists in here, but let me.
I'm honestly surprised Luffy didn't use his neck paws in this fight.
Like snake and shit.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do that.
You know what it is too? I remember some people were saying like, if he has like a python head and shit. I'm just thinking, they're too extra.
Hey man, I know Roger had the theory about Venom. And
who said it about him having Magellan's like venom still inside him?
That would have been too hype.
It's actually really funny because Roger made that video and like Cole's video, which he made before that, I think, was like making fun of Roger's video before
it came out. Cole's
that's
fangs and shit. No.
Or like if I say like all the way back to Magellan, but like the poisonous fish that he ate prior to getting Tolkien,
that poison, qualities. I don't know, but that's kind of
but the thing about that would be assuming he's still aware of that and he can control it in his body, and it's like too much extra stuff. Like
unless he starts becoming like a Blackbeard and like his body structure is like starting to change up.
I'm surprised he didn't use his tongue.
Yeah, that joke was funny. I remember that when he ate that poison fish. Like
pause.
Yeah.
No, because it's like Snakeman. You know,
How is it a
Snake's-
pause?
That's a pause. That's 100. That's 100% a pause.
We,
Yeah.
we gotta end pause.
No,
Pause has to
snakes with the tongues, man. You know, they use their
That's
tongue.
pause, my nigga.
Pause.
Yeah, you
Nah, I'm pressing play.
You got to pause that shit.
Yo,
We
this is
pressing
live.
play.
It doesn't matter, bro. It's live, bro.
We're on live TV.
Wait, let me. Oh God.
Yeah, Brago, you gotta read these.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna read the donations. Lando says, "Big ups, Brago. Your reviews and solo discussion videos has always been amazing, but it's been on another level recently. My analytical thoughts will be in the comments as usual. Keep up the good work. Yo, thanks, Lando. I appreciate it, bro. Definitely about to make a video after this. Pro Zypher, shout out to Pro Zypher, says Luffy looking clean. I agree 100%. I prefer Snakeman over Boundman, to be honest. Aaron C says,
I prefer Boundman actually.
Well, I prefer like what Boundman can do as far as like looking at it.
Even though the physical look, I actually prefer Boundman over. But that's just a personal taste for me.
I think Snakeman is more broken because it's still muscular and it's way quicker, and then it could do the Calvin thing like way easily.
I'm just talking about how he looks, like just the design.
I like him a little bit better because his hair looks like it got like the Super Saiyan type look to it.
Yeah, and not to mention what Luffy's doing too with his like power and stuff. Like he's at a reduced like level, so imagine him at 100% using Snakeman. Like if he could reserve that strength. Oh my!
Aaron
like,
C has he says,
and Katakuri is faring very well. Like I think if he would have used this on Doflamingo, though it wrecks Doflamingo still. I think Katakuri is making this form look a little bit underwhelming than like what it really is.
That was a great segue, Ty. Aaron C donated said, so with this new form, can we now clearly put Luffy over Dofi? This form will be too fast for Dofi. Great, come on, bro.
Oh, this form is bodying Dofi. I hate to say it, but it's bodying.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is like. All right, so first thing is Gear 4 already kind of bodied Dofi in the first place, and second off,
the thing is, this one is
unless we're assuming that Luffy literally just fucking thought about.
Yo, if he just remembered
right
this form is trash. Yeah. That's trash. If he did, just remember this shit, that shit is yo, bruh. I'm sorry. I'm a big Luffy fan too.
I don't think
for you just to remember some shit in fight.
Yeah,
that's what I like to say. I like to say he didn't need it. I like to think that he didn't need the forms. I like to think that.
I would say Snakeman does beat Dofi, but Snakeman doesn't have the damage output of Boundman. So it would come down to how long Luffy can stay in this form, and then as far as
I don't think it does beat Dofi.
If you're talking about post Gamma Knife Dofi, then probably. But
nah, I'm talking about post Gamma
Knife. I don't think it matters which Dofi. Dofi was taking hella damage.
Hell no.
He was taking hella damage from Gear 4.
Because looking at how Luffy reacted to the Katakuri punch, it's like all his haki is being like saved and reserved for like the snake attack. So it's like a boosted Gear 2nd in a way, but I don't know. It's really fast. Okay, Aura. Shout out to Aura, my guy.
Shout out to Aura. Hunter.
Says,
shout out to Aura.
Talk about what James Hansen said on Twitter.
Yo, let's do it. Let's get into it.
Crazy.
Let's get into it.
Wait, what happened? What happened?
I don't know what happened. I heard
he doesn't appreciate us niggers ghetto-fying anime. He doesn't appreciate it one bit.
Well, can someone find the actual quote, please?
Bro, what the
I thought I was talking about the actual James Hansen. Like
we are talking about the actual James Hansen.
I'm just gonna point this out here. I can't say why because it's nothing. I can't say because it's got nothing to do with me. But there is a reason. It's not you guys. There's something that he's actually aiming it at, but it's not you guys. I can promise you that. But I can't say anything because it's not my place to say. So that's all I can say. I've spoken to him about
I believe him.
This is real nigga hours.
Like I believe him.
No. Just for whatever reason, like I don't really know what it is. I don't really know like who that person is, or whatever. But like I could tell he's hated. You know what I mean? For whatever reason.
He's been hated.
I don't know. Like I would want to.
I
would want to read.
Here's the thing. I don't think he's racist, but what he said was like. You knew the backlash.
You could see where I know and understand like the ways people down it. I didn't
read just fucking tweet or something. What the fuck?
Yeah, I want to read his tweet.
Put it out.
What did it say? Because what Steve said, I just can't imagine that anyone would ever.
Literally said that.
He says
it didn't actually say what I said verbatim.
Let me summarize because I remember it. He said that I don't like when people ghettoify, if that's a word, anime. He's like, stop including your trash culture with anime.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
like
that's the
that
exact
part.
tweet. That's the exact tweet.
So
He said, "Go pick."
And then what's the context of that? I don't understand.
Yeah, we need an example of what he's talking about. Like is he talking about the ghetto? Not like that specifically, but is he
I
talking
think he
about
read that
like
PDA
the
translation.
the hood translation thing?
Yeah, I think that's what he's probably trying to get across. I think
So-
that's what it is.
So the thing with that, like my answer to that is that like that's corny. If people want to take it and turn it ghetto, or people want to take it and turn it high class, or people want to take it and turn it gay, if they want to take it and turn it whatever, and so what? That's
Wait,
they can do.
boss?
You know what I mean? No. At the same time, I put it like this.
that's
Look, like
fine,
you
yeah,
can't get mad at
I
him.
agree.
Look, like in the grand scheme of things, right? You can't get mad at him getting mad for people turning the ghetto. You just got to treat everything equally, even the gay part of it. That's why I use that for an example. You know what I mean? Like you can't get mad, like for you to get mad at that, but then not. You get what I'm trying to say?
No, what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
I because he was saying that he gave more context. He said that people try to implement like ghettoifying into like anime because they're trying to hide behind this persona and they don't want to accept who they really are, which is an anime nerd.
See, that's not true. He doesn't know that much about the people to
And he said
that. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. And it's like he said he went to Ohio and he saw stuff. So he's like, I've been to the ghetto. And I'm like,
that doesn't mean anything.
Like,
Like
he's making it worse.
I think he's just trying to justify for what his personal feelings are, not even anybody else.
Like what he's experienced, is that what you're saying, sort of thing? Like
yeah, what I'm saying is like when someone say ghettoifies an anime, I think you're making it more relatable to someone that's not as into anime as you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's like you're kind of trying to like make it easier for them to get into anime.
So like weeaboo culture.
Well, I guess if you're implementing like black culture, if you try to like say, yo, go check out Devilman Crybaby, they were rapping in it. You know what I mean? Like,
so did he make a video?
No. Well, he made it. I think he deleted it.
Well, Brago, he did say to me, because he knows I've spoken to you and he was on part of your server, he said he's doing like a talk on it to try and explain it more. And he said that if you wanted to, you're more than welcome to sort of go on the podcast whenever he's doing it. But that's up to you if you wanted to.
Oh, so he asked me around it? Okay.
Yeah, and he mentioned, because he knew you retweeted him, because I brought it out to him and said, oh, Brago retweeted you, so might want to. But he said he's doing a podcast tomorrow. So he said if you want to jump onto it, he said you're more than welcome to, so he can try and sort of give his actual like proper understanding on what he means by that. Because obviously a lot of people did take it the wrong way.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I don't think he's racist, but I think it's just like how it came off. It was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I don't think it's a racist.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a
racist thing. But it's definitely wrong or whatever like that. Like I'm not gonna say something's racist unless it's really racist. But I know it triggered people what he did. But to me, like
it's trash culture. That's the no-go.
Like it's wrong what he said. Like I said, people can turn it high class. They can turn it ghetto. They can turn it like if we're all cooks or whatever like that, and we want to turn it into a cooking thing. Like like make it more cookable or whatever. Like people can do what they want. It's about he's been to different places and stuff like that. Like you don't know. He could have been to 100 different places. It doesn't mean that he knows the background of every single person, or that he knows that this person's faking and they went. It's like that's just too much or whatever like that. Brago, you gonna go on his podcast or not?
It depends on the time.
I'll give you a message.
Yeah. Depending on the time, I definitely jump in because I want to hear how he explains and rationalizes this, because it's like
if he doesn't. If he doesn't mind, like
it sounds really bad.
It sounds bad.
It's like if you went somewhere. It's like if you went somewhere. I just want to give a quick example. Like if you went somewhere and they were serving like fried chicken tacos, and you like, why the fuck y'all niggas always got a ghetto-fied tacos?
Yeah.
Like this shit makes me friends.
Yeah, that's how it seems. Where it's like it's kind of like, yo, I want my anime to be a pure blood. You know what I mean? Like I don't want any like mixing with my anime, and it's just like, yo, like I feel like based.
So when you're telling me he just wants to watch sub, he said, "Fuck it up."
Basically.
But like, I think it's more so the culture. It's like the way the way here, like the way we talk about the shows. Yeah. It's just like it makes it funner. Like most of my friends, I have no friends in real life who are into anime and manga. Yeah. But if I'm talking to them about it, like I tell them about Attack on Titan. I'm talking to them like, yo, these niggas are tough. These niggas slicing niggas heads off.
Exactly. It's like you're making it more relatable so they can understand, so they can get into the culture. It's like you can't just throw on somebody like go straight into weeaboo language, because like niggas like, whoa, hold on,
exactly.
Because like it has
context.
Yeah,
you can't just explain all the context. You gotta condense it.
When I told my friend to watch One Punch Man, I was like, my nigga, this nigga Saitama. Like, just go watch that shit because this nigga.
He's dodging. He's weaving, yo.
Like, this nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're making it more relatable to like your culture, whoever you're trying to relate it to. I don't think it just came off. It came off really bad, and then he kind of made it seem like I don't care if you're offended. It's my opinion, and it's kind of like I hear that, but it's just like you just can't say that. You just can't say that. Because I feel like sometimes people say things and it's like, oh, it was just my opinion. I'm like, yeah, it's your opinion, but I can still criticize your opinion. You know what I mean? So, like,
oh yeah, no, of course. I sent you a DM of his Discord, but I'm just warning you, it is mainly a fandom of Bleach in his Discord. So just let me know.
James got it himself. Okay. Honestly, I need to talk to this kid and just tell him.
Bleach isn't dead, according to James.
Bro, like, what are they? They just sit in there all day and talk about how much they fucking hate the ending.
no, it's actually pretty chill in there. I mean, there's only like a few One Piece fans in there, obviously including myself. But
I'm trolling, obviously, but I mean, like, why the fuck do people still talk about series there?
Bro, go in there and flame them if you want, bro. Like, really.
I think it's because obviously the way that anime went, where it just sort of got cut just out of nowhere, and I think it's just because the fandom just feels so strong that they want the ending to the anime, like the finishing arc.
I agree.
I mean, I'm a Bleach fan.
It should get that.
Bleach does deserve it.
I agree.
Yeah, because
I saw this other tweet that he put out, but he continued to say, "I just think you can't act one way or the other personally. If you're ghetto, of what we define the word as, then you can't act like an anime fan." Well, because you are morality being a hypocrite, especially if you use shonen heroes as a reference. I think he meant morally instead of morality, but I just read it as it is.
To answer quietly, like he said he'll tell his friends like, oh, this nigga was doing this in the anime, or this nigga was doing that. Like, how you talk to your friends is how you talk to your friends. That has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with James. That has nothing to do with Brago. Like, if that's how you, whatever, you know what I mean? Like even if he doesn't like that, that has nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? Like, just like if he was to talk to his friends about whatever and whatever type of culture that they have, it's like it has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think people really like the culture, like the culture, and it's a lot of black people, it looks like, that's getting into anime and manga now, like popping up that I didn't see all these motherfuckers when I was growing up. I've been into this shit since I was like 8 or 9, bro. Nobody around me this shit was not cool.
I think that's the thing though. That's the thing. Like, anime was so like geared towards like a specific type of like person, where it's like they supposed to look a certain type of way, they like this shit, where it's like even if you liked anime, you were scared to associate yourself with that person because you're like, you know, I don't want to be shunned. Now it's like everything is being integrated where it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what your culture is, you can like what the fuck you want to like. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we've kind of bridged that gap. Like, that gap isn't there anymore. Like, I can see like a nigga walking down with dreads on like the street, and he could be an anime fan. Like, it doesn't matter.
Bro, I've had it where I live. Like, 2 people saw my One Piece hoodie, and I was like, there's like One Piece great hoodie, and it didn't even have One Piece on the back, so I knew they were genuine fans. But you're saying the same sort of thing as what RDC World was saying. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
Oh yeah, my man Mark Phillips. Shout out to Mark Phillips. I've met this man in person, and this man is a legend.
Yeah, no, they made a video on it saying that you shouldn't be embarrassed to be, you know, and he was talking about, you know, black people in general, saying that you shouldn't be embarrassed to show that, you know, you're an anime fan. And to be honest, like, I'll give my own piece. You know, as you know, if you're into anime and manga, I don't care what color you are, you know, you like the same thing, and I think that's brilliant. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
One of the best things to come out of 2017 was that little thing y'all were just talking about. Just come out of your shell with that anime shit, bro.
Don't be afraid. I mean, I tell everyone I am an anime fan. Sometimes
I personally never give a fuck, but I know people who did. So
like when I was growing up, it's like in my middle school, it was every not really the girls maybe, but like all the boys, they all liked the Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
So. It wasn't something that that was so cool. It was so entertaining, and everybody kind of talked about it and stuff like that. Like, it's no way you could look at that, like it, and then be ashamed to talk about it or whatever.
I'm talking about like high school though, like when niggas started when shit really started getting real. That shit was not the way, bro.
Yeah. But it all depends or whatever. I might be a little bit more bolder, but like in high school, I wasn't trying to do that, but I seen it was a table of people playing Yu-Gi-Oh. So I talked with them.
My high school was pretty lit. Like, it was always lit, bro.
I mean, high school.
At my high school, two dudes came to school with a Naruto headband. This is my freshman year. Like in the second week, Niggas jumped the shit out of them. I see these niggas running down the still doing the Naruto run. They whoop these niggas' asses. So right then and there.
Hey, yo, if that was my school, right? They catch the niggas with the headbands, right? And then they start hyping them up. They start crumping in the cafeteria or some stupid shit. Like that's what probably
yeah, I can see that.
Like literally, that would happen.
Niggas was wild.
Yeah. Like at my high school, like if you play basketball, that's what the majority of the cool kids did. But like I played basketball, and I was able to play basketball and play Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. Nothing didn't happen. Like you all and like though like I don't know. Like it depends. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was popular, so was Dragon Ball Z. But I can understand if you liked something a little bit less popular. Like if you like the Sailor Moon, then it's a wrap. You get you
That's the thing. You couldn't be as open. Like you were allowed to like certain shit that came on like Toonami and shit like that. Like, that was okay. Like nigga, you gotta watch that. But if you went in and was like,
I think Ale hit the nail on the head. He said Fruit Loops and Chirac can still watch his anime. Anything is possible.
When I was a kid, I was watching Beyblade. I thought Beyblade.
Beyblade was gold.
I was watching Beyblade like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'd still watch it today. Dragon Ball, Beyblade, and that was what I got into. So I started me off on
it was
I couldn't keep up with the episodes.
It was Tyson, Ray. What was it? What was the two people?
Kai and Max.
Yeah, Kai and Max. Yeah, that's the joint right there.
Yeah, the antagonist Ali.
I like Metablades or Metablade. I can't even. It's been a while. Like
Metabots.
Y'all never went New Age?
Right now, like Ray's Beast would be named differently because, like, thinking about it now, it being named Drigger.
Oh wow!
I can see that being named so hard.
Drigger, Drasil, and Drumza. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, Dragoon.
Like the only time I felt something like with the whole Black Goku thing or whatever that I'm not mad about the Black Goku or anything like that, but I do think that the Black Goku like the anime is ghettoifying it their soul by having a Black Goku in it. So like whatever people's doing, they can't get mad because the creators like they don't have any problem with it, or like they include it. Didn't One Piece do something like that too? Wasn't One Piece using slang in it a little bit, or they was referring?
Yeah, they called the shit homies, bro. Come on.
Yeah. Like that, like the homies and stuff like that. So like it's there. So like if somebody is ghettoifying it more, the creator already did it and they're okay with it. You know what I mean? So it's
that has been ghettoifying some shit in this arc. You have to like notice all of it. It's there.
I got a donation by Hassan. Shout out to Hassan. He said, "Yo, big ups, my man Brago. We need to hear more of Steve-O Weebo. And while we're at it, F you Kenya. Steve-O, what's
No one said that.
But you got a title now?
Steve-O Weebo, I guess. I mean, hey.
Is that?
Hey, yo, someone update this man's bounty. Yo.
Yeah, okay.
Weebo.
He needs an update.
Yo.
Nah. But yeah,
catching that cloud out here, man. Shout out to Hassan.
Shout out to Hassan. But depending on the time that James Hansen streams, you know, I may stream at the same time. You know, and just
I'll give you a message. Well, you'll see anyway because I gave you the Discord thing, but I'll shoot you a message just in case.
Cool, but yeah, you know, just because I mean I want to hear what he has to say because it's like, come on, man, like you just can't.
No, I can understand. I can understand where you're coming from, and yeah, and that was his offer. He did say to ask me to come in.
This man is playing with fire. I'm going through his fucking Twitter comments or Twitter replies, and oh man,
how is he playing?
I said that he's
playing with fire though.
Because what he said some other things because he was also criticizing like the fucking whole fucking YouTube statement that they put out where they're like go subscribe to black creators or whatever.
Oh wow!
He was talking about how that's
replied to that.
Yeah, I saw him arguing with some.
What's wrong with that?
He thought that was racist.
The thing is, he does. If you do scroll further down, he doesn't mean it, but he hasn't exactly liked in the One Piece community if you go by his reviews because where he does criticize things. So like about chapters, that's why he stopped doing them. But if you do,
call him the homies, yo.
I don't know.
That's the one thing I don't want to see.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't come off well how he said things. You know, it doesn't come off well, and it's like he kind of doubled down a few times. You know, but like he deleted the tweet, so I don't know if he's regretting it or he's just trying to clarify.
I wish I could have saw the tweet because I would.
Well,
he deleted the tweets. Yeah, saying, but like, isn't that all up to him? Like doesn't it like pretty much like if he deleted it, then maybe he regretted it, or maybe somebody told him that's not a good idea. But like, if he wants to be, like I don't like I wouldn't like it if he's racist or that. But like, if he wants to be a racist online and be racist and still do manga reviews and stuff, that he can do that. Nobody can really stop him from doing that. You know what I mean?
No, of course not. Of course not. Nobody can stop you, but then you have to expect that backlash, though.
But no, true. But I mean, like at the same time,
we're not saying you can't do it. We're just telling you how we feel about it, like how we
no,
feel.
Like I wouldn't do that. I'm not racist.
Yeah,
I mean, at the same time though, because like I hear you saying it's like how dangerous can it really get if he's like online and he's like he made the statement that like oh, these people are faking that like they're ghettoifying anime because they don't do something in real life, but like anything he does, like the chances of something happening behind that, like the chances of somebody being offended at the same time is very, very, very low. So at the same time,
yeah, it's not about the danger. It's like the mentality, because it had a bunch of likes and retweets as well, because it had more people that think they felt
like
that
people.
Way. So I mean, it's just like no. The thing is, this
angry
is how social
comments.
media is though. Like you have the choice to react to something or not, and it's like that was a moment where I was like, when he tweeted it, and when I saw it, I was like, wait, I don't understand, like.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like I don't understand.
I don't have no problem with you responding to it or whatever. Like it's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, I like as far as like his choices, his choices to do that type of stuff and what he wants, depending. Because like I heard people saying that he's doing it for attention. So like if that's the type of attention he wants, and then it's like I giving it to him or whatever. Like I don't know. It's just like a bit more to think about or whatever. But
I understand that. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. We still have over 600 people in here. That's
if you can, like if Brago can make it or not, let him know that I'm interested in joining the discussion.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I mean, even if Braga doesn't get to join, I think he's gonna post it anyway or whatever, so you'll get to see it.
Cool. Bet. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Kyle, I appreciate you trying to explain to us like what he meant. I
was gonna say thanks for having me on the stream, man. And that was the first time. But yeah, thank you.
No problem. You can come back anytime, man. But shout out to the chat as well. The chat, we have 600 people in here.
And we had a consistent 700 viewers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yo, I'm telling you, you had 938.
Hey, Ty, next time screenshot that shit for me, man, because I ain't seen it.
Got you.
Next time, just screenshot that shit for me. But nah, shout out to the chat.
I love all the people.
Make sure to subscribe to Brago. Get him to 9K.
Hey man, we chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, thanks for the people in the chat that subbed to me as well. It was really cool.
Hey, what's your channel?
It's literally my name's Kyle Knuckles.
Yo,
I put the channel again in the chat so you can sub to Kyle. Check him out. Again, like the video, like the stream if you did. Should be dropping a video right after this. I appreciate you guys coming through and talking. One Piece with me.
Yo, thanks for having me, bro.
Anytime. So tomorrow, guys, you know what time it is, or today rather. It's Discord Fridays.
100 stream part 3. Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing.
Tryouts.
Here's the thing. I'm having a Hunter x Hunter manga discussion next week. Manga discussion. So
let's do it.
For the people that aren't caught up to the manga, this is a chance to do it. I plan on having it next Monday. So we had.
What is this, a Hunter x Hunter? You said?
Yeah, Hunter x
Hunter.
Myself.
So how many chapters is the manga going after the anime ends?
Yo, listen, man. Anyone who's a Fruit fan, please dislike this Hunter x Hunter video that Brago.
Nah, don't do that. They've been trying to do this for they've been talking about this for 3 months.
It's been I think 33 chapters or something like that.
Yeah.
You said 300?
Thinks is that
no, not 300. It's 30.
No, it's at 33.
30? Oh, that's light. All right.
I just want to say shout out to Camilla.
33.
Camilla is crazy. But we'll talk about it.
Man,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
That shit is ridiculous.
Oh, so you caught up, Brago?
Yeah,
we deep thrown her.
Yeah, because I reread the whole. I reread the whole arc to kind of get a full grasp of everything that was going on.
It's only 30 chapters,
bro. That's like 100 One Piece chapters, to be honest with you. But that's a lot of dialogue.
Like 200.
A lot of dialogue, but the shit is lit. But yeah, like the stream, people. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Discord Fridays at 12 a.m. Again, you gotta join the Discord to get a chance to jump in. Of course, we're gonna talk to One Piece chapter. I want to see what opinions these guys have
Oh,
tomorrow.
that'll be fucking.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
I want to see what these guys are saying, but yeah, I just stream. Catch you
About
guys
what?
later. Oh, Discord
About the
Fridays.
shopping.
Discord Fridays tomorrow, Tab.
Like the stream.
Yeah, it's basically
Stream.